And we're live. Everybody, welcome to Alien Soup Podcast. Okay, hold on. This is the live stream. We're gonna just. They have an extra feature where I can record. And we're live. Everybody, welcome to Alien Soup Podcast. At Alien Soup Podcast. Hold on. Welcome. This is the live stream.
Y'all.
Hey, we're gonna just.
My earrings.
They have an extra feature where I can record your show. Oh, you're good. No one can see that in the podcast.
And we're live at Alien Soup Podcast.
Welcome to the show,
Hey, y'all.
Hey, shut up.
My earring fell on.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is episode
No one can see that in the podcast.
I hope everyone's
Only on
having
the
a great
live
day.
stream.
A stress-free day.
Actually, that's really all we got right now. So
we got
shut up.
lots of stuff.
talk
Welcome
about,
to the show, everybody. This is episode 6
of
of
Monday.
UFO
I hope
denial,
everyone's having a
despite
great
all
day.
the
Everything that's been coming out about it.
We got lots of stuff.
I hope the sound's
talk
going
about.
good. Scott will hopefully check
A
in.
lot
check the sound
of
tonight.
UFO
Just,
denial, despite all
it's gonna
the
sound like everything that's been coming out about it. Weird for a while, I guess.
We hope. I hope the sound's going good. Scott,
we're gonna talk.
Check
We're gonna
in,
go
check
through the
sound.
if not,
CIA
just,
UFO papers,
it's gonna sound
1952 and 1953 tonight.
Weird for a while, I
Covered
guess.
Just 2 years at a time.
It's been a trend.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna go
Jesse's
through
going to
CIA
talk about Blue
UFO
Planet Project, right,
papers,
Jesse?
1952
With,
and 1953 tonight.
Jefferson
Covered
Souza,
just 2 years
the
at a
author,
time.
the mysterious author who was,
Jesse's going
Yeah,
to.
we're gonna
talk about
read
Blue Planet
some
Project,
just
right,
kind of
Jesse?
skim through, I
Mhm.
guess, a little
With,
some of what he wrote about this
Jefferson
Blue
Souza,
Planet
the
Project,
author,
which
the
is
mysterious
supposedly
author who was,
the project
Yeah,
about. We're gonna read
So he was a
some, just kind of
microbiologist
skim through, I guess, a
who-
little some
Oh,
of
that's him?
what he wrote about
Yeah,
this Blue Planet
he's
Project, which is
he's the guy that
supposedly
went and
the
interviewed
project about.
he went and saw the
So he
UFO
was a
crash sites,
microbiologist
interviewed the
who-
UFOs.
Oh,
I mean,
that's him.
The ETs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in
he's
the
the
UFOs.
he's
Okay.
the guy that
went
and
collected all that
interviewed
all that data, covered
he
it
went
up.
and saw the
He
UFO
was, like,
crash
part of all
sites,
that
interviewed
stuff.
the
Okay.
UFOs.
Yeah, so
I
we'll
mean,
get in. We're gonna get
the
into that,
ETs
and then
in the
just like we do
UFOs.
every
Okay.
week, we kind of skim
collected all
through the
that
internet
all that data,
and
covered it up.
just
He was, like, part
find,
of all
I
that
guess,
stuff.
whatever is
Okay.
interesting.
So-
And
Yeah,
so we'll get in.
poke
We're gonna
around
get
and-
into
and,
that.
see
And then, just like we do
if it's
every
worth
week,
talking about.
we kind of skim through
so
the
I'm gonna
internet
start here.
and
I gotta open that up.
just find, I guess, whatever
Yeah,
is
we need to go.
interesting, and
I'm excited
poke
about all
around
the stuff
and-
that's
and,
been coming
see
out
if-
lately.
if it's worth talking
Um,
about.
More
So I'm gonna start here.
disclosure
I gotta open
stuff.
that up. A lot of
Yeah, we need to go.
denial.
I'm
That's
excited
what.
about
That's
all the
kind of
stuff that's
what
been
the
coming out
themes of the
lately.
videos tonight are. Is what's up with all
More
the
disclosure
denial, the immediate pushback,
A lot
of even
denial.
considering. That's kind
that
of
it might be
what the themes of
extraterrestrial.
the videos
It's
tonight
like,
are. Is
we'll
what's
get
up
into
with
it.
all
It's
the
just it's just so
denial,
funny
the
how
immediate
all the people who were
pushback
UFO deniers
even
before the
considering
disclosure. Well,
that
now
it
we've
might be
admitted they're real,
extraterrestrial.
and they're like,
It's like,
well, they
it'll-
still
we'll
might
get
not
into
be
it.
real.
It's just so funny
It's
how
like,
all the people who were
Like,
UFO
what-
deniers
what's- like,
before the
we'll-
disclosure.
we'll
Well,
go
now
into it.
we've
We're gonna
admitted they're real.
Neil, we're gonna
And they're
kind of
like,
beat
well,
up on.
they
still might not be
NDT tonight, Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like,
Oh.
all right.
Well, that's new
like,
to me
what-
because
what's,
at
like,
first
we'll go
I
into it.
was
We're gonna
hearing
Neil,
about
we're gonna kind of beat up
how
on
everybody's like, oh yeah,
NDT
ETs
tonight,
possibly,
Neil deGrasse
yeah,
Tyson.
Sure, let's go with
Oh.
that.
Because-
And then now
Well,
it's
that's
like
new to me
pushback on it.
because at
That's new to me.
first
No,
I
yeah.
was
So we'll see it. I
hearing
mean,
about
they're
how
in.
everybody's
The
like,
weird
oh,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah,
it's not
ETs
only.
possibly, yeah,
it's
sure,
not
let's
just
go with
him,
that.
but there's like.
and then now it's like a pushback.
I mean,
on
I
it.
go into the
That's new to
comments of
me.
some of these.
No, yeah,
these
yeah,
videos.
so we'll see it.
and
I mean,
people
they're
think that it's like a reverse
the weird thing
psyop
is,
now.
it's not only
they weren't lying
it's
about
not
it
just
before,
him, but there's like,
but they're lying. They're
I mean,
lying
I go
about
into the
lying
comments
about
of some of
basically.
these videos,
and it's the
people think that
UFOs
it's
aren't
like a
aliens
reverse
at all.
psyop now.
They've
Like,
been our
they
technology.
weren't lying about
all
it
along,
before,
and
that's
but
what
they're
they've been lying
lying.
about.
They're lying about lying about
So,
it.
like, I don't know.
basically.
It's just
And the UFOs
like,
aren't aliens at all.
trying to calculate
They've been
it in my
our
head.
technology.
I feel like
I mean, they're
just
not
all
wrong
along,
though
and
because like
that's what they've been lying about.
some UFOs
So
are
like, I don't know.
man-made.
It's just right.
Some,
We just
it's
don't know
like,
when. About when did we
trying
have
to
our own
calculate it
man-made?
in my
That's
head.
the.
I feel
I
like
mean,
they're
they're
just-
not wrong though because
when did
like
we have our own
I-
man-made
it-
UFO?
some
we know
UFOs
that we
are
probably had them.
man-made
Right.
since
But what-
some
we just don't
found
know
out
when.
since
About
we
when
have
did
had
we have our own
contact
man-made? That's the
since
real question.
the 30s.
When did we have our own man-made
supposedly,
UFOs?
and then
we
we
know
had a
we,
treaty
that we probably
in
had them. You think we've had?
Since
You think we've had
we
UFO?
found out
Oh,
since
sorry.
we
We
have
had a
had
treaty,
contact
supposedly.
Well, wait. You
the
think we've had
30s.
UFO technology
supposedly,
since?
and then we had that treaty
Since the 30s?
in
No. You think we've had-
1947.
you think we've had
30s,
UFO?
supposedly.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
we had
UFO
a tree.
technology.
No, but when do you think that we've had our
supposedly.
own?
Wait, do you think we've had UFO
the United
technology
States
since-
has had our own UFOs
Since the 30s?
Yeah,
No.
probably
Since
the
the
40s then.
30s,
No, I don't think so.
supposedly.
No,
I think
UFO
we've-
technology.
No, but when do you
got
think that we've
control-
had our
we had the
own
technology, but I don't think we
the
actually figured it
United
out
States
until
has
way
had our
later.
own UFOs.
Man, probably since the 40s then.
Okay.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think it took.
I
I think
but
we've,
how
we've
long?
got
I don't know.
control.
Maybe
Yeah, I
we
don't
had
know.
the
Because
technology,
see,
but I don't think
I
we
mean,
actually figured it
But
out.
then
until way
does it
later.
really matter? Because now they're saying like, so now we
Okay.
know. Now we all
Yeah.
know.
I think it
It's
took-
like
but-
there's-
but
there's
how
man-made
long? I don't know.
UFOs, like,
Maybe-
stop
Yeah, I don't
trying to,
know.
Because
like, pull
see,
one-
I
pull a
mean,
fast one on
but
us.
does-
But then does it really matter? Because now
yeah,
they're
it's like
saying,
we're gonna have to like.
So now
give
we know.
us,
Now
you
we
know,
all
we're gonna
know.
have to
It's like there's
let this
there's man-made
technology out.
UFOs. Like
Maybe
stop
they're gonna
trying to like.
Maybe
pull
they're
one-
what they're gonna
pull a
do is
fast one
now
on
that
Freedom of Information Act.
yeah, it's
yeah,
like
they
we're
go-
gonna have
they
to like
definitely
give
don't-
us. You know,
they're not
very
very
liberal on
let
that.
the
technology
They'll
out.
Sure,
Just
it's
give us
mostly
redacted
redacted
information.
and
Maybe they're
then,
what they're gonna do
like,
is not only
Freedom
part
of
of it, and
Information
well, you
Act.
didn't specifically ask.
Yeah, they
and-
go. They
and
definitely.
By the way,
don't.
cheers, everyone.
They're not very
Drinking
liberal on that.
Cheers.
They'll
That's
just
true,
give
it's
us
mostly
redacted
redacted.
information.
It's becoming a
and only
thing
part of
now.
it, and you didn't specifically ask. And and
like a
by the way,
michelada
cheers, everyone. Drinking.
Yeah, they're really good.
micheladas.
On vacation.
Anyway.
It's
Anyways,
becoming a theme now.
so, I don't know. It's just confusing because
I'm on like
I
a
think
michelada
that people
kick.
just don't want to believe it.
Yeah, they're
is-
really
is the
good.
bottom
I feel like on
I
vacation.
line.
think-
It
Anyways,
kind of disturbs their
um,
narrative.
so I don't know.
What they
It's just
felt
confusing
comfortable
'cause
believing all
they-
along.
I think
and
that people
so
just don't want to believe it. is
I
the
think
bottom.
some people need to
I
pump the
think-
brakes. Some people don't want to jump right into this stuff. Disturbs their narrative, what they've felt comfortable believing all along.
for them to think
And
about.
so
Do you think there's been,
I think
like,
some
a
people need
public
to pump the
pushback
brakes.
with, like,
Some people don't want to jump right into this stuff.
Totally, you should go and read some of these comments.
It's
in the
too much
videos.
for.
It's like, for
It's
them to
it's
think
one or
about.
the other.
Do you think
People
do you
are
think there's been
either,
like a public
uh,
pushback with
like,
like
it's-
cognitive dissociation?
It's not
Totally,
aliens.
You should go and,
It's
and
a
read some of these
conspiracy,
comments in the videos.
or
it's like
it's one or the
like
other.
like
People
some, I
are
mean, some people are
either,
even saying that they're I mean
like
they're
it's
remote. They're
it's not
controlled
aliens.
remotely.
It's a conspiracy.
Remote
There's
viewing type
or
thing.
no, like literally just
Like,
controlled
they-
from a computer.
some. I
and
mean,
it's
some people
us.
are even saying that
You know what I mean?
They're,
Like, it's our craft.
They're
They're
controlling
There's no
remote.
aliens.
Oh,
They're
okay.
controlled.
There's
There's not
remotely.
even people in them.
Remote
There's
viewing type
they're not even no, like
They're
literally just controlled from a computer, and
like
it's us.
not even advanced.
You know what I mean? Like
advances
it's
in
our
say
craft.
Some
They're
people
controlling
were
there's no
saying
aliens
that
at
it's
all.
like,
There's not even people.
They're
in
gonna
them.
project
Mhm.
They're not even.
Like, it's just a projected
They're
hologram.
That's why they
Like,
not
they
even
disappear
advances
and
advances
they
move
might
weird.
say
And
some
stuff like
people
that,
were saying
and they
that
look
it's
weird.
like
What
they're gonna
if
project
all of
hologram.
the
Like
above?
it's just a projected hologram.
That there's
Could be. That's why
crafts that
they
they have
disappear and
experimented that
like
have been, like,
move
thought
weird and stuff like
controlled.
that, or they look weird.
and they've
What
had
if
technology with
Yeah.
trying to
it's all of
figure
the
that
above?
out.
Could be
that aspect,
aliens.
that
It
there's
could be and all of
crafts
the
that
above.
they
It could be
have
man-made
experimented
craft.
that
It could
have been, like,
be
thought
it
controlled.
could, yeah. That's the thing. It
And
could
they've
it
had
could be all of it.
technology
It probably
with
is a
trying to
mix,
figure that
mixture of
out.
it.
Could
Could be
be
aliens. Because I
aspect.
mean, not
And-
everything
and
all
all
of
of
the
the
above.
same.
It could
Everything,
be
you
man-made
know,
craft. It could be
even
in the
yeah.
videos, in people's
That's the thing.
descriptions.
It could be
Mhm.
all of it.
It probably is a
Um,
mixture of it for
I don't
sure.
know.
Because
It
I
is-
mean,
I
not
mean,
everything
one
looks
thing
the same.
that's
Everything
been more
you know,
interesting is that
even
I don't know if
in
it's
the
because
videos,
maybe
in people's
more people are looking
descriptions,
out for it, but you
Mhm.
definitely seem it's
it definitely seems
I don't
to
know.
be.
It is.
More
I mean, one
of your
thing that's
average
been
cell
more
phone
interesting
videos
is that
capturing.
I don't know if it's because maybe
more
orbs
people are
of
looking
light
out for
or
it,
some
but you
kind of
definitely
silvery
seem-
disc
it's
in the future.
It definitely seems to be
in the-
more
in the
of your
distance.
average cell phone videos capturing.
But I don't
So
know if
you're
that's
saying
due
or
either
some
to
kind of
craft
silvery disc
or-
in the future.
I don't know if
I
that's
mean,
just due to more
in
attention
the-
to it,
in the
or if
distance.
it's actually there are more of these
Um,
actually showing up, or just more people.
But I don't
So
know if
you're
that's
saying
due
probably
to.
it's
craft
probably a mixture of all
or-
of it. I don't know if that's just due to
of it
more
being in the
attention to it,
news,
or
people
if
looking
it's
out for
actually
'em.
there are more of these actually showing up.
Or
Also,
just more
too, there's
people have
also
phones.
You know, there's
Or
also
probably-
it's probably
very
a mixture of
explainable
all of it.
phenomenon
Mhm.
of it
There
being
are
in the
UFO,
news,
like, you know,
people
the
looking out
satellite
for 'em.
the
Mhm.
line of satellites that
Um,
go whenever they do the
also,
SpaceX
too, there's
flights,
also
sometimes
you know,
those
there's
look
also
weird.
Right, the Starlink.
very explainable
Yeah.
phenomena that
there
or
are
just
UFO,
even
like,
when they
you know,
fly
the satellite,
the
thing out
line
into
of
orbit,
satellites
like
that
the-
go
the
whenever
boost,
they do the
the jet
SpaceX
boosters of
flights.
that-
Sometimes
of that
those look
rocket,
weird.
the Falcon
Right, the
9 or
Starlink.
whatever.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Right.
Or just even when they fly the thing out into orbit, like the the jet boosters.
What
of
makes
that,
it
of
blue?
That rocket,
Did they
the
ever say
Falcon
what
9 or
makes it
whatever.
blue?
It looks crazy. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up. It was pretty self-explanatory. There's not too much weird going on with it.
I like that. What makes it blue? Did they ever say what makes it blue? I got it.
I don't remember. I looked it up. It was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, we'll get more into that later.
Going on with it.
I want to kind of push through this book,
CIA UFO papers, because I feel like this is good. All right, to catch us up. With
we'll
basically
get more into
that
CIA
later. Has
I want
collected
to kind of push
2017. The CIA UFO papers,
is
because I feel like this is
basically
good, catch us up
nothing.
With basically what
this
the
is
CIA
basically just a collection
collected up until 2017
reports. Things that people said, and basically
small little nuggets
nothing
of insight.
This is basically just a collection
what their outlook of it was
of reports of
what's coming out.
That people
is
said,
very different
and
than this.
You get
what's coming out
little
is
nuggets
information
of
that they've actually
compiled,
what
data
their outlook
of it was
compiled on these reports.
What's coming out is very different
than this.
This is
what's coming out
compilation
is information that they've actually
that they
collected,
data
from
that
they
people.
actually compiled
Like out in
on
the
these
field.
reports.
Right. Yeah.
And out in
That's what's so
training.
interesting.
Right.
These are
about
just
it.
different.
This
like
is
from
just a
either
compilation
military people
of
or civilian
reports
that
people
they collected
who are
from
reporting
people.
it.
That's mostly what
Like
this is
out
so
in the
far.
field.
And
Right. Yeah.
And out
This
in
obviously
training.
goes.
I mean,
these are just
Chapter
different, like
42
from
is 2000 and
either
beyond.
military
This
people
goes through
or
a
civilian
lot
people
of different
who are reporting it. That's
UFO
mostly what this
files
is so far.
throughout the
And
years.
this obviously
So
goes.
something's happening.
I mean,
It's
Chapter
been
42
happening,
is
like
2000
crazy.
and beyond,
And
this goes
you
through
know,
a lot,
like
of different.
a lot of what the
UFO
people
files throughout
that
the
are
years.
coming out who are
So
kind of
something's
like
happening.
serious
been happening
people
like
about it,
crazy.
and just been like, yeah,
And,
there's UFOs. We've been
know,
watching for a long time. It's
like
really not
a
that
lot
big
of
a deal. We don't
what
know
the
what they
people
are,
and that's about
that
it.
are coming
Go
out who
along.
are kind of like
about our
serious
day.
people
Mhm.
about it, and just been like, yeah, there's UFOs. We've been watching for a long
Sorry, just
time.
lost
It's
the train of
really
thought
not
on
that big a
on
deal.
that
We
one.
don't know what they are. And
Where was
that's
I
about it.
going with
We
that?
Go along.
About
our day.
how, it's been happening for a really long time.
Sorry, I just lost
So
the
I just
train of
wanted to
thought
make
on
sure
on
that
one.
these are
where was I
sane
going with that?
people. These are military officers. These are basically
It's
credible.
been happening.
for
A lot of
really long
them.
time.
Some of them aren't. Some of them are
I
just
wanted
reports.
to make sure that. So you're saying some of them are just
These
reports
are
from
sane
just, like,
people.
Yeah,
these are
that's what I was
military
saying. It was
officers.
the like
These are
80%
basically
of
credible.
the reports of the
A
people,
lot of them.
Like
were
some of
coming
them
out
aren't.
were,
Some of them are just reports.
So you're
Basically,
saying
they
some of them
could
are
write
just
them
reports
off
from
as
just,
just
like,
like
that's
just
what I
like
was saying.
a
civilian
meteor.
type.
Like someone saw a
80%
meteorite. You know, the
Oh,
reports
okay.
of the people like
Stuff
were coming
that
out
couldn't be
were,
verified.
like
Right.
you know what I mean. It
Basically,
could just be
they could
someone's
write them
story,
off.
but then there was other
just, like,
ones. A
civilian
meteor,
where
like someone
it
saw a
was, like,
meteorite
curious, where people
were in the
okay.
military saw
stuff
that couldn't be
where
verified. Like
Right.
multiple, you know what I mean. It
people
could just
at
be
multiple
someone's
times
story
called
but then
in,
there was
and it-
other
like,
ones. You
and
know, the
it's
story
so
added up.
unexplained,
Was like curious,
right,
where
right.
people
The story
who
added up
were
like,
in the
well, if they saw
military
it here,
stuff.
then that,
Mhm.
and they saw it here and
where
called in, and then
multiple
they saw it here.
people
It
at
shows
multiple
that it was
times
moving
called
to the
in,
south,
and everybody
Ooh.
reported it was moving
you
to
know,
the
the
south.
story
so
added up.
That's like
Explained,
tracked,
right, right.
documented.
The story added up like, well, if they saw it
Right,
here,
so
then
that-
that, and they
it's
saw it
mostly
here and
stuff
called
like
in,
that.
and then they saw
So,
it here.
and then
it shows that
I'll
it was
just
moving
like
to the south.
we'll just
and
skip
everybody
through all
reported
this
it was
other
moving
stuff
to the
and
south.
just get to the actual
That's like
reports.
tracked, documented, like records.
Basically,
so
it's
where
talking
it's
about
going.
how in
It's mostly stuff like that.
1952 we
So,
were,
and then I'll just
knee-deep
like
in
we'll just skip
Korean
through all this
War.
other stuff and just get to the actual report.
The reason, and we'll hear this.
Basically, it's talking about how in 1952
to the
we
reason
were,
why
knee-deep
they've kept this
in
all a secret.
the Korean
was because,
War. Basically, they got these
the
craft
reason, and
from
we'll hear this
from Roswell.
It seems
and
to be
maybe
a
few
common
other places
thing
around that time.
to the reason
and
why they
different,
kept this all
like,
a secret was because
the CIA,
basically
the Army,
they got
the
these
Navy,
craft from
CIA
Roswell
was brand,
and
well,
maybe
CIA
a few
was
other
brand
places.
new. The Air
around
Force
that
was
time.
brand new, and
The
got
Army and the
different,
Navy,
like
all
the CIA, the
got
Army, the
different
Navy.
parts,
CIA was
like
brand
to
new.
work
Well,
on.
CIA was
different
brand
projects.
new.
The
The
Air
Air
Force
Force
was
was
different
brand new.
technologies to work on.
The Army and the
And
Navy,
whoever could make the
all
most breakthroughs
basically
would get the most
got
funding.
different.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Parts,
everyone
like, to work on,
wanted
different
to
projects to work on,
the
and different
information from
technologies
each
to work
other.
on. One,
and whoever
because
could
of
make the
funding
most
reasons,
breakthroughs
and they
would
wanted
get the most
it's like
funding.
competition within each other.
And
And
so
two, because
everyone
they knew
wanted
that
to keep
we
the
were they
information
didn't want to
from each
admit
other.
it,
But
one,
basically,
because
we
of funding
well,
reasons,
we
and they
assumed
wanted
that
it's like a
we were
competition
heavily
within each other,
compromised by
and
Russia.
two, because
and that
they
we had
knew
Russian
that
sympathizers,
we
Russian
were
spies,
they didn't want to
communists
admit it
within our
but
government.
basically
that
we
were giving them
well,
information. we assumed that
they didn't
we were
want
heavily
this
compromised by
information
Russia
to get out
to the Russians,
no matter what,
because they knew this was kind of
within
like
our government that was
this,
giving
this
them
was
information.
so the
They
next
didn't
big
want
thing
this
over the
information
atomic bomb
to get out
basically
to the Russians, no
The-
matter
the-
what.
you know,
Because
they
you can
knew
have
this was kind of
one
like
craft basically
this
take out
this
a whole
was
city. You could take, you know, and you
the
could
next
build a whole
big
bunch of them.
thing
You can
over
just
the
take out an
atomic
entire
bomb.
country in one night,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Right.
So
you can have one craft
that's basically
take out a whole city.
why,
You
and
could
then
take,
you know there
and
was a
you could
lot
build
of
whole bunch of them.
you know. It
You
was,
can
I
just
guess
take
it
an
you know
entire
it kind of
country in
makes
one
sense.
night.
Like it was very protected. It was very
So,
militaristic. That's
all
basically
while trying to
why, and then you know,
promote,
there was a lot of you know. It was,
a
I guess
sense
it
of
you know it kind of
stability
makes
and
sense. Like
promote
it
this,
was
like, sense of
very
control and
protected. It was
having
very
everything under control and,
militaristic. I guess
all while
trying
trying to
there was a lot of propaganda
promote,
back in the 50s about
a sense
nuclear
of
war
stability
and
and
promote
like,
always
this, like,
sense
you know,
of be
control
prepared
and,
you know
and
Russia is
everything
our
under
enemy
control
and
and
communism is
I
our
guess,
enemy. You know,
there
was a lot of propaganda
but,
back in the 50s about nuclear
don't know,
war
it-
and
it-
like
it was,
always like you know be prepared.
that's the
You know,
train of
Russia is our enemy and
So,
communism
I was
is
gonna
our
say
enemy.
for-
too much michelada.
but
So a quick
I don't know, it's
recap
it
for
was,
our audience. I was going to
sorry,
say
that's
in
the
the
train of thought again.
50s, that's when
So
the
I was gonna
CIA,
say
the
too
Air
much,
Force, and
michelada.
all the military
branches.
So a quick recap
started,
for our
audience. I was going to say
becoming
in the
branches,
50s,
and
that's
that's
when
when
the
the
CIA,
CIA,
the
the
Air
Air
Force,
because
and
of the nuclear atomic
all the
weapons.
military.
So this is post
branches
World War II.
started,
Becoming
branches,
and
so
getting these
since
little
the
pieces of
nuclear bombing,
information,
we started
because
seeing all
of
these
the
UFOs,
nuclear atomic
more
weapons.
reports started
So
coming
this
out,
is post
and then that's
World
kinda
War
like where
II.
we're at right now.
CIA started forming,
And so
since
since
the
the
nuclear
branches
bombing,
started forming,
we
because
started
all these
seeing all
people
these
started coming out
UFOs,
with all these
more
reports
started
all these
coming out,
military
and then that's
personnel
kinda
are
like
coming
where
out
we're
with all these
at right
reports,
now.
and they don't know what
CIA
to do
started forming
with this information.
Right.
Military
So
branches started
whoever
forming
can
because
figure
all
it
these
out
people started
first
coming out with all
wins.
these reports.
It's all
always
these
a competition.
military personnel are
That's the
coming out with all
American
these
way.
reports, and they
It's
don't know
always
what to
been that
do
way.
with this information.
So I think
So whoever can
you
figure
know,
it out
in lieu
first
of that
wins.
That's
It's
what we
always
do.
a competition.
That's the American
we started
way.
to figuring
It's
out all
always
these
been that
branches
way.
to find out what's going on first.
So I think
Yeah.
so. This is where
Of,
we're at in
you know,
the
in lieu
files
of
and the
that,
reports. and
Yeah,
stuff.
so
that's
we'll,
what we do.
we'll start off. So March 29th, 1952.
we started to
Near
figuring out
Glen
all these
Burnie,
branches
Maryland,
to
the
find
car's
out what's
engine
going on
died as the
first.
driver neared
So this
a
is where we're at
50-foot
in
silver
the
disc
files
with a
and the
lighted
reports
rim.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
so we'll
and an
we'll start
off-centered
off. So
dome.
March 29th,
The ship moved
1952,
overhead and hovered
near Glen
with a
Burnie,
vacuum
Maryland.
cleaner sound.
The car's engine
motorist
died as the driver
retrieved-
neared
Yeah,
a
that's weird,
50-foot
right?
silver disc
The motorist
with
retrieved
a
a
lighted
submachine
rim
gun and an off-centered
Damn,
dome.
that's in 1952.
The ship moved overhead and hovered
Pulled out a
with
Tommy
a vacuum
gun.
cleaner sound. The
and
motorist
stepped outside.
retrieved-
Yeah,
a
that's
second
weird,
driver
right?
stopped in
The
the rear
motorist
distance,
retrieved
but
a
quickly
submachine
retreated
gun
What?
at the side of the
Damn,
craft.
that's in 1952.
The weapon or
Just
both.
like-
After 3 minutes,
Pulled out
the
a
disc
Tommy
turned
gun
on edge and shot
and
away.
stepped outside.
Tumbling,
A
second
second
driver
driver
stopped in the rear distance, but quickly retreated.
The auto's wiring had been
at the side of
magnetized
the craft.
and the paint was
The
damaged.
weapon or both.
USAF
After 3
Project
minutes,
Blue
the disc
Book
turned
ruled
on
the
edge
incident
and shot away.
unidentified. And
Tumbling
we're going
as
to
it
get
went.
into, so we're going to read the Blue Planet Project.
The auto's
number,
wiring
confused
had been
with the
magnetized and
Project
the paint
Blue
was
Book,
damaged,
which is now
USAF
admittedly
Project Blue Book
basically,
ruled the incident
the Blue
unidentified.
It's been
And now admitted
we're
that
gonna
was
get
the
into,
official
so we're going to read the
cover-up
Blue Planet
to
Project.
They
number,
were in charge
confused with the
of
Project Blue
going
Book,
out,
which is
making
now
official
admittedly
investigations
basically
of these
uh,
UFO
blue
sightings, crashes, or
It's
whatever.
been now admitted that
and
was
then
the official
telling
cover-up
everybody what the
to
official
they were in charge
narrative
of
was, and they're
going out,
Air Force project,
making official investigations of
yeah.
these
So-
UFO sightings, crashes, or whatever.
ruled the
and
incident
then
unidentified,
telling everybody
yeah,
what
and,
the
and that's it.
official
They were just like
unidentified,
was, and it
probably
was an
a
Air Force
weather
project,
balloon, you know.
No,
Yeah.
the driver's
So-
occupation, other pursuits or purpose.
ruled
that
the
night
incident
and carrying an
unidentified.
automatic weapon
Yeah,
were not
and
specified.
that's it. They
yeah,
were just
he was
like
probably
unidentified.
Like a mobster or something.
Probably a weather balloon.
Why was it?
you know?
I mean, I
No,
don't
the
know.
driver's
Yeah, you're
occupation,
not supposed to
other
have an automatic
pursuits or
weapon back then.
purpose that night.
All right, so
carrying
May
an
1st,
automatic weapon were not
1951.
specified.
May
Yeah, he
Day
probably like
was
a
never
mobster or
an
something.
apropos.
Why was
Apropos.
it?
A major
I
was
don't
leaving
know.
yeah, you're not
George
supposed to have
Air
an
Force
automatic
Base
weapon
in
back then.
Victorville,
All
California.
right, so May
when he
1st,
spotted a formation of
5 enormous
May Day
discs over the
was
base.
never
Momentarily,
apropos.
they moved into a V formation.
A major
and
was
left
leaving George Air Force Base in Victorville,
the area.
California.
when he
The
spotted
major
a formation
returned to the base to meet with a security officer, only to find that he was interviewing a group of airmen who had also witnessed these anomalies. The area.
This would turn
The
into
major
the first
returned to the base
9
to meet
sightings
with a
over the
security
base
officer,
in a
only to
3-week
find
period.
that he was interviewing
On the same day,
a group of airmen
Davis,
who had also
witnessed
witnessed
these
Air Force Base
anomalies.
outside Tucson, Arizona.
This
A
would turn
B-36
into the first
Peacemaker bomber
of 9
closely
sightings
approached
over the
by
base
2 discs.
in a 3-week period.
Apart from the crew,
on the same day,
witnesses on the ground
Davis
included the
Air
Air Intelligence
Air Force
officer
Base outside
charged with
Tucson,
investigating
Arizona.
UFO
A
sightings.
B-36 Peacemaker
The observation was closely approached by 2 discs. Apart from the crew, witnesses on the ground
At 9:27 p.m. still that day, 12 unknowns
charged with
appeared over
investigating
Randolph
UFO
Air Force Base, Texas.
The
flying
observation
3 type
lasted
formations.
approximately 3
They
minutes.
crossed the expanse at a velocity estimated between
At
9:27 p.m. still that day, 12 unknowns
2 or
appeared
3
over
times
Randolph Air Force Base,
that
Texas.
of any
flying
experimental
3 type
aircraft
formations.
top speed at
They
that
crossed the expanse at a velocity estimated
June 5th,
between 1,500 and
1952,
2,000 miles per
at
hour.
Outfit
roughly
Air Force
2 or
Base
3
in
times.
Nebraska.
About
That
11
any
p.m., 3
experimental
personnel
aircraft
watched a
top
red
speed at that
airborne
point.
object stationary for about 4 or
June
5
5th,
minutes, speed away,
1952,
emitting a short
at
tail.
Outfit Air Force
One
Base
of these
in Nebraska
witnesses was a top
about
secret
11
control
p.m.
officer for
3
the
personnel
Strategic Air
watched a
Command,
red
and
airborne
formerly in the Air
object
Force Office of
stationary for
Strategic
about
or
4 or
Special
5 minutes,
Investigations.
speed away, emitting a short
U.S.
tail.
Air Force
One of
Project
these
Blue Book
witnesses
Files was a
listed
top
the
secret
incident
control
as
officer for the
unknown.
Strategic Air Command and formerly in the Air
What-
Force Office
what
of
do you
Strategic
do?
or Special
You just, like-
Investigations.
Yeah, we don't know.
U.S. official
Air Force
it's
Project
official.
Blue
Book Files listed
officially
the
unofficial.
incident
It's
as
unofficially
unknown.
official.
That's what they
Like,
had to do
what
back
do-
then. They're just
What
like,
do? You just like, yeah, we don't know.
I mean,
official.
what do you
It's
say?
official.
Like, people come to you
It's officially
for
unofficial.
answers,
It's
you
officially
know?
That's how you know that
That's
they
what they
already
had to do
have
back
these
then. They're just
technologies.
like,
They already have their own UFO because
I mean, what do you
not saying
say?
that all
like,
UFOs
people
are
come
theirs.
to you for
They were seeing these
answers,
UFOs.
you
Like,
know?
we can't
That's how
tell
you know
them. We're
that
not going
they
to come
already
clean with this
have
until
these
we got our own
technologies.
shit. They already have their own
weapons.
UFO because
I
I mean,
it happened.
not saying that all
sometime around the
UFOs
90s.
are theirs. They were seeing these
What?
UFOs
What
like
do-
we can't tell
Our-
them. We're not going to come
kind of
clean
our
with this until we got our
basic,
own
like,
shit. I think we got our own
control of
weapons.
our,
UFOs.
I think it happened
our own
sometime
UFOs
around the
sometime in the
90s.
90s.
What? I'd say
What did?
probably
Our
maybe a little
kind of
earlier
our
than
basic
that.
like our I think we
Nah,
got our
'cause
control
we
of
would
our,
have
UFOs.
we
Our
would've
own
just
UFOs
went in on
sometime
Saddam
the 90s.
immediately and game checked and matched him.
I'd say
Like, I
probably
mean, we kind of did, but
maybe a little
It,
earlier
or
than
it took us
that.
long. I mean, we didn't go back until later.
nah, because we
we
would have
a lot of things. I think after that,
we would have
that
just
we
went
were
in on
just,
Saddam immediately and game checked and matched
I mean, I don't
him.
know.
Like, I mean,
We've been
Because
kind of
the
on a
ball
roll.
was already,
Or
like,
it took us long. I
heavily
mean, we didn't go back
infiltrated
until later.
already.
There's
in
a
our
lot of
government
things
at
I
the
think
time, but-
after that that we were just. Anyways,
Whatever. Go
July
ahead.
14th,
I mean, I don't know.
1952. We've been
Because
like
at
the
kind of on a
8:10
ball was
roll.
p.m.
already,
a
like,
Pan
heavily
American
infiltration.
Airway DC-4
In our
was
government
approaching
at that
Norfolk,
time.
Virginia,
I
on
don't
its
know.
way to Miami.
I don't know,
Anyways,
whatever. Go
July
ahead.
14th,
and third officer
1952.
noticed a
At
red
8:10
brilliance in the
p.m.,
sky.
a Pan American
Headed generally
a
their
Pan
way,
American
but at
Airway
much lower
DC-4
altitude.
was
As the
approaching
brightness
Norfolk,
grew
Virginia,
near, it
on its way
resolved
to
into
Miami.
6
separate bright
captain
objects
and
at
third officer
perhaps
noticed a
2,000
red
feet.
brilliance in the sky, headed generally
The
their
captain
way, but
later
at much
described
lower
their
altitude.
shape as clearly
brightness grew
outlined and
nearer,
circular,
it
with
resolved into
well-defined
6
edges,
separate bright
not
objects
phosphorescent
at
or
perhaps
fuzzy.
2,000
The
feet.
upper surfaces glowed red-orange.
The
They could
captain
not
later
tell that the
described their
6
shape as
unknowns were
clearly
in narrow
outlined in
echelon
circular
formation,
well-defined edges,
each vehicle
not
successively
phosphorescent
higher.
or fuzzy.
The men
The upper
estimated
surfaces
the
glowed
diameter
red
as
orange.
each 100
They could
feet.
not tell that the 6
Pause for a
unknowns
sec.
were in narrow
Scott's
echelon
doing
formation,
echoing sound.
each
Mike's
vehicle
too close.
successively higher.
Thanks,
The
Scott.
men estimated the
Yeah.
diameter as each 100 feet.
Pause for a sec.
Let's see what I can do here.
5-second delay.
Mike's too close.
Thanks, Scott.
Canon of sound like a repeat of it.
I think if we turn that off. Mike Knox. Yeah, okay, that should work. How's that? Oop. Mike's too close, maybe. No, it's because I think it's because I had the camera mic was on, so it was recording our voice on both, basically. So it should be better now. Let me know. Test. Does that sound better? Actually, it even sounds better in my earpiece. All right. Yeah, we're learning. Bop. Okay. They're 100 feet long. Suddenly, the lead object decelerated The second and third wavered and seemed to almost pass the first as 6 slowed down. When almost directly below the plane, they all flipped on edge simultaneously. The pilots could now see that the saucers were coin-shaped, their edges unlit, and about 15 feet thick. The top surfaces appeared to be flat, not domed. While still tilted, the formation reversed its echelon order and then tilted back to horizontal. The group made a sharp turn and moved a distance away. Now the pilots caught sight of 2 more identical but still brighter UFOs as they darted into view from the below the plane. These 2 proceeded to join the original 6 anomalies. All 8 extinguished their lighting momentarily. Then they arched up over the airliner and sped west, blinking out non-sequentially. Wow. Upon landing, the crew was questioned at length by representatives of the AFOSI. What was that?
AFOSI?
Yeah. Who told them of several other groups of observers, including the USAF officer. AFOSI's classified cable outlining...
It's Air Force Office of Special Investigations.
Oh, okay. Classified cable outlining the event was sent to Army and Navy Intelligence, the Armed Forces Security Agency, forerunner of the NSA, to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and, son of a gun, the CIA. Why do they write the son of a gun part? Okay. 1952. Operation Mainbrace comprised 12 days of NATO maneuvers in September of 1952. Maneuvers.
Oh, sorry.
Held primarily in Northern Europe and North Atlantic. In the early hours of September 13th, a participating Danish destroyer was north of Bornholm Island, off the southeast coast of Denmark, when the lieutenant commander and several crew members watched a triangular object emitting a bluish glow. Traveled southwest at the estimated 900 miles per hour. Over the next 4 more incidents were witnessed by well-qualified observers. On September 19th, 1952, just before 11 a.m. at the RAF Topcliffe, Yorkshire, 2 RAF officers and 3 crewmen witnessed a silver disc following a meteor jet fighter. That must be a name of a jet fighter. As it blinked in participation for landing, but after a few seconds it stopped its descent and hung in the air, rotating as if on its own axis. Then it accelerated at an incredible speed to the west.
Meteor land fighter. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Wish we could put it up there. Anyways. Let's see. October 17th, 1952, and at Oloron, France, in the early afternoon. The family of the local high school superintendent were among the witnesses to a narrowly formed whitish cigar-shaped object in the sky, inclined 45 degrees and accompanied by about 30 small spheres with yellowish ring. These moved in pairs, zigzagging as they went. When 2 pulled apart, something like an electric arc was produced between them. All the objects were expelling an abundant trail of an unusual substance likened to strands of fiberglass, what would become known colloquially as angel hair, which drifted down and clung to trees and power lines. Actually, we should look that up because there is you can get pictures of that.
Are they talking about, what is that? It's a
UFO came over France.
Yeah, but what is it like plasma?
They said it was like a fiberglass material. It was like angel hair.
Fiberglass
almost like,
angel
and
hair?
it looked like spider webs coming down. France UFO.
What?
Let's put this up on the big screen.
Like those?
Actually, I don't know if this is gonna show the actual. So, angel hair folklore. It says, but this is in the CIA papers.
So this says, I typed in fiberglass angel hair France UFO, and this is what I found. Look at that. Close encounters. Whoa. See?
Those are just spider webs, though.
Yeah, that's true. But what are they doing up there? It's showing you what they're doing.
I'm trying to see if there's a newspaper clip. I guess not. All right. Anyway, I thought I saw something on it, but I've heard about that one. But it was in like the newspaper.
It was in the newspaper?
Yeah, what's that?
Right here. Right there.
Oh, send me that link.
Port Carabali.
Yeah, send it to me on Messenger.
Okay.
All right, we'll look at that in a minute. Let's see. Doop. Okay, I'll just finish reading this. The movie was something like so all the objects were expelling an abundant trail of an unusual substance, like into strands of fiberglass. What would become known colloquially as angel hair, which drifted down and clung to trees, power lines, and house roofs. When held, the material gelatized and disappeared. What the hell? What the hell? October 27th, 1952. 10 days later at 4 p.m., an eerily similar incident occurred. 100 Gallic, France residents observed a formation of 16 to 20 discs arranged in pairs traversing in the sky. The revolving objects were said to emit bluish light. Many among the witnesses also noticed an elongated cylinder within the formation, which marched directly over the town for 10 minutes. All of the objects discharged shining white material akin to fiberglass. Dang. So this is like 10 days later in a different part of France.
What?
Much of this angel hair was caught by the trees and power lines, but gathered samples quickly disintegrated. After 10 minutes in sight, the formation reportedly continued along the straight path. Minutes after the Gallic event, a single disc plus a cylindrical anomaly were sighted over 125 miles northwest at a meteorological station. Did you send me that link?
Yeah. I sent you another one where it shows there's these. It doesn't look like.
Dude, talking to your mic.
Sorry. What? I keep seeing these things.
What?
It almost looks like jellyfish.
Oh, I don't know. Those are just pictures. It's just a Google search picture. Where is it? There we go. And
that's the first one.
Where's the one with the paper clipping?
The one above you. The one above the.
Okay.
That one.
All right. Let's see. I don't know if you can see this that well. So, okay, so the UFOs basically flew over France. Can we zoom in at all?
Whoa.
And put this strand stuff, and then after a while, and then this is, I guess, a drawing of what it kind of looked like.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird
The
stuff.
first chemtrails.
That's weirder than chemtrails. You see a UFO spraying a bunch of spider webs all over your...
Yeah, that'd be so scary.
What is it for? Like, I wonder what it did.
It's like, those are all little freaking egg sacs. That's what they are.
Anyway, so the CIA UFOs papers confirm that. If anybody has just joined, we're just reading 1952 and 1953. We're almost done with 1952 of the CIA UFO papers, and then we're going to go into some other weird UFO alien stuff confirmed to be true. So hit that like button, and let's move on. On October 21st, 1952, an RAF lieutenant and his student pilot took off from RAF Little Risington, Gloucestershire, that afternoon. Damn, I murdered that word.
How do you spell that?
Gloucestershire, I don't know.
Gloucestershire?
That afternoon, in a Meteor twin jet trainer for a planned exercise at 35,000 feet. As they broke through cloud cover at about 14,000, 3 luminous white discs came into view. The jet drew closer, and they determined that the objects had a flat plate shape. When the bogies moved across the jet's path, the student suggested they pursue them. Recalling rumors of planes disappearing in such a circumstance, the pilot replied that was a terrible idea. Okay, so that was 1952. We're going to go on to 1953.
Look, images for Gloucestershire UFOs. Right here.
I think, and so in 1953, we really start, it really starts to cover basically how they wanted to disseminate this information, and they really started getting heavily into the cover-up. I think a lot of what's going to come out, if we're going to speculate on what's coming out in the CIA papers, is going to be how much they covered up. I really think that's about it, because
basically it's just going to be, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the CIA papers that are already out. It's like sometimes
I have
just
the Project Blue Book. We're going to read after one of these. We'll start in on that one too.
It's like legit. Yeah, it's like legit, like blank pages with a big old X on it, or it'll say
almost
like
entire pages redacted. Yeah.
It'll say like revised or something. I don't know, but it'll be like, or just like blacked out, just like markered. It sucks, but that's not disclosure. It's obviously still keeping the truth from us.
So I think this talks about, let's see, the Robertson-Durant report, assessing numerous factors arising from the group's discussions, emphatically proposed an ongoing program of incident debunking and public education in order to rid the nation of the supposed UFO mischief for once and for all. So basically, that they were purposefully trying to make the public not believe it.
Right.
They wanted us to forget about it. They didn't want us to ask questions.
Stop it. Yeah. Stop asking. Debunk it.
Yeah.
Debunk.
In the evidence presented that they found in the CIA, 22 forms of evidence were included with this broad inquiry. I don't know if I'm going to read all these. There's a lot. Just like U.S. balloon launching sites, sightings frequency, film of seagulls in sunlight. There was like all kinds of different film transparencies of balloons in bright sunlight. They had all these things that they were trying to make look like, I guess, or tell people what they were seeing. The sample of the polyethylene pillow balloon, I think that's like the silver balloons that, they shine in the distance and can kind of look weird.
Oh, and they're trying to like say that's what it was.
Yeah, they would find like anything to like blame it on, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then like, this is the book's pointing out like, after evidence, like, or after, investigation, there was no balloons in that area at that time. Yeah.
So where are you going on to now?
Let's see. We got to go to the end till they start reading. So, don't want to start there. Let's see. Dang. the Durant report. So the Durant report was prepared by Fred C. Durant, the CIA special agent and missile expert who served in the Robertson's panel recording secretary. 2 Durant report attachments, both plain, non-secured sheets, explored possible explanations for UFO sightings, psychological hysteria, hallucinations, hoaxes, misidentification of conventional aircraft and other objects or nature, including reflections, missiles, searchlights, balloons, kites, birds, bugs, airborne dust, or seeds, natural phenomena, light aberrations, reflections, refractions, anomalous radar, propagation, ionization, static electricity, ball lighting, planets, meteors, or other astronomical bodies, unconventional man-made devices in the United States, USSR, other foreign nations, extraterrestrial origin, living creatures, or machines. Among the notable suggestions made by the panel members was to expand the size of ATIC and insist that sighting reports be declassified ASAP. This is probably an interesting part. It's kind of long about the Air Force giving up on part of their on their information gathering.
They gave up?
Well, I guess it looks like giving it up to the CIA.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
That NICAP.
Yeah, there's a lot of, throughout these, there's a lot of people that they hire to try to debunk or try to just give willy-nilly explanations on what it could be, what it could not be. But if it's coming from their mouths, then it's okay. If it's coming from their mouths, then it's scientific, and then that's the explanation.
They have to control the narrative.
Yeah, that's all it is controlling the narrative. So that's what some of these are as well.
So here's the notable sightings from 1953, and then we'll move on to the next thing. January 8th, 1953, from the ground at Larson Air Force Base in Washington, a round glowing green object was observed from 7:15 to 7:30 a.m. by the commander and men of the 82nd Fighter Interceptor Squadron. The vehicle exhibited a bobbing motion and sideways movements below the cloud cover. It could not be explained by the USAF Project Blue Book. Of course, nothing can be explained by Project Blue Book. January 10th, 1953, around 4 p.m. in Sonoma, California, retired Colonel Robert McNabb, along with a Federal Security Agency employee, observed a flat object high in the sky. It performed 360-degree loops and abrupt 90-degree turns to the left and right. After pausing to hover, the vehicle ascended out of sight in a vertical climb at a great speed. Project Blue Book Files left this anomaly unidentified as well. A month later, about 10 p.m., a Marine Corps lieutenant on intercept ready status was scrambled aloft in his F-9F Panther to check out an unknown blip on the Norfolk Naval Air Station radar. He was ordered to run black without running lights. Finding nothing, he was returning to base at 20,000 feet when he noticed a blob of light at or near the water. Momentarily, it rose in an instant to his altitude. As the pilot approached, he discerned a disc shape with red blinking lights on the hull. Suddenly, blue and white light bathed his cockpit. Glancing down, he saw through his gloves and flesh to the bones of his hands. Whoa. It was like an X-ray for several seconds. He seemed motionless in his surroundings. All sound had ceased, even the roar of his engine. Then, with a flash of light, the intruder moved away at great speed as sounds and motion returned to normal. A second pilot sent to investigate spotted the unknown in the distance, receding along the North Carolina coast. On his return, the lieutenant with the close encounter was extensively debriefed. When finally released, he was warned sternly to say absolutely nothing about the matter.
Whoa.
On March 27th, 1953, near Mount Taylor, New Mexico, an Air Force F-86 fighter chased a bright orange circle for 4 minutes. The jet's 700-mile-an-hour speed was not enough to catch the intruder traveling at an estimated 900 miles per hour. The case was left unidentified in Project Blue Book. Why even bother telling us? Did they even identify anything?
No.
June 7th, 1953, a sworn statement not secured with redactions by Arthur Stanzel, a former member of the U.S. Air Force, concerned his involvement in a May 1923 recovery effort following the flying saucer crash. I assisted in the investigation of the crashed unknown object in the vicinity of Kingman, Arizona. The object was constructed of unfamiliar metal which resembled brushed aluminum. It had impacted 20 inches into the sand without any of the structural damage. It was oval and about 30 feet in diameter. Inside were 2 swivel seats, an oval cabin, and a lot of instruments and displays. A tent pitched near the object sheltered the dead remains of the only occupant of the craft. What the hell? It was about 4 feet tall, dark brown complexion, and had 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and a small, round mouth. It was clothed in a silvery metallic suit.
What?
And wore a skull cap of the same type of material. It wore no face covering or helmet. What the fuck?
This was actually describing an ET?
Yeah.
All just willy-nilly. Just like nonchalant, just like, oh yeah, there was an ET.
Damn, Arthur Stanzel. Write that guy down.
Arthur Stanzel? Let's see, how do you spell?
So that was a recovery from a crash. There's another ET, but he was dead, he said. They said they found the remains.
Is this how you spell his name?
With an S, no Z.
So I was going to, there's a whole Kingman UFO crashes website.
Said, hey, don't send it to my IG, Scott. Send it to my, because I can't put it up from the computer. So it's easier if you just send it to my messenger and I can just
see, he said chemtrails too. Told you.
What?
The beginning of chemtrails. There's a ton of pics related to that, he says. Okay. So yeah, Kingman UFO crashes website.
Here.
Dun, dun, dun. Want me to send that to you too?
Is there good pictures?
I
don't want to read the story. I just want. Is there a picture of the guy? That's all right. We'll go. We're almost done. We got 3 more to read.
Harry Drew.
We got 3 more to read. At midnight, an American Airlines DC-6 was passing over the Conowingo Dam north of Baltimore on its way to Washington, D.C. Without warning, it confronted an unknown on a collision course. The pilot executed a dive, which threw passengers into the aisle, injuring some. The object shrieked overhead into the night. The captain described it as having a size similar to the length and breadth of his own plane's fuselage. Ground control insisted that no other aircraft was within 100 mile of the area. Maybe that guy was just lying.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just like fell asleep at the wheel. He's like, no man, I swear I saw something that almost hit it. I had to dive out of the way.
Attention whore. Yeah. Just
kidding. He's like drunk. He's like that one guy in that.
He was hungover.
Yeah, he's like Denzel Washington in that one movie. Okay, November 3rd, 1953. 2 weeks hence, an RAF lieutenant and his navigator piloting the de Havilland Vampire fighter jet at 30,000 feet from their base at the West Malling, England, confronted a bright circular object straight ahead. The glow was more intense around its periphery. In about 10 seconds, it flew away and out of sight. The object did not appear on their onboard radar. December 16th, 1953. Lockheed aircraft engineer Clarence Kelly Johnson, designer of the F-104U-2 and the SR-71, oh, look that guy up. He's probably talked to some aliens. Along with his wife, observed an enormous flying wing over the Santa Barbara Channel from their home in Los Angeles County. One of the Johnson's test crews, coincidentally in flight aboard a Lockheed EC-121, coincidentally, yeah, I'm sure. In flight aboard a Lockheed EC-21 surveillance aircraft, spotted the intruder from Long Beach. In due course, the Air Force, presumably Blue Book, concluded these trained observers had misidentified a lenticular cloud. During observation, Johnson considered and ruled out the explanation. And that's all of them for 1953. We'll continue 1954, 1955 on next episode.
So this says Lockheed UFO case revisited. Chief engineer for Lockheed, Clarence Kelly Johnson. So he was the chief engineer. Designed cutting-edge aircraft like the U-2 spy plane and the SR-71 Blackbird. He was also influential in the creation of the Skunk Works.
Oh, we're still on this. Oops.
The Secret Projects Division of Lockheed. Lame. The Secret Projects Division of Lockheed Johnson certainly qualifies as one of the most famous of UFO witnesses. Boom.
What's this paranormal encounter thing you just sent me?
Oh, I don't know. I was just going to show you. It shows dead alien bodies.
Oh. Anybody want to look at dead alien bodies?
I don't know why.
Of course.
It just did it because it says they did alien bodies in the U.S. government, in the possession of the U.S. government.
Let's check it out. Dead alien bodies. That's the name of my punk band.
No.
That's the name of my punk band, Dead Alien Bodies.
I tried to go to the actual, website, and it wouldn't let me. It's like trying to go into...
Dead alien bodies. Dude, look, they skinned them, dude.
No.
Dude, you skinned them alive.
Stop.
Dude, look at him. They just skinned him. They skinned this guy's head.
I don't condone that.
He doesn't have feet.
I don't condone that.
Dude, he's got some big-ass feet for an alien, dude.
Yeah, they look like...
Rattle, rattle.
Dude.
That's the sound they make.
That looks weird. But I can see how... Oh, they're just burned up from their alien crashes, from their UFO crashes. But...
Oh, it's body burns.
Body
okay.
burns
okay.
from UFO crashes.
Well, that may or may not be real.
Hey, which, by the way...
That might just be cake.
By the way... Oh, have you seen those? Oh, my
gosh.
Don't. No. That's terrible.
They just make a cake that looks like a dead body. But
yeah.
It's actually just like vanilla cake.
Yeah, I know. Our elite have, what is it, dead body parties like that?
Yeah, fake cannibal parties where they pretend
fake
like
cannibal parties.
People. Anyways.
They like doing that.
Anyways, what's next? Are we starting on Souza's book now?
Well, one thing that I wanted to talk about in Souza's book, so I'm going to talk about this guy, this scientist named Jefferson Souza, who's the author of this Blue Planet Project, not Project Blue Book, but Blue Planet Project. And this is what Gil Carlson was getting all of his information. He wrote like a couple books and basically compiled all the information of a bunch of research that he made himself. And then took Souza's writing as well. Like, there's been a lot of controversial information on whether he's the author, he's not the author, but all signs point to he's
We're going to
the author.
investigate.
Yeah.
We're going to investigate. We're going to see if this guy's legit or not.
The only reason why...
Time will tell. The more information we get out there, and then we cross-check it with the other information that's available.
Yeah.
As more new information comes in.
Because it's just going to keep on coming in.
A Venn diagram of information.
It's just going to keep on coming in.
Is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Hot potato. Hot potato.
Hot potatoes.
Hot potato.
We saw some grown-ass people out back the other day playing hot potato by the pool. Only 3 of them.
Yeah,
3 grown. 3 people in their late 20s playing hot potato with 3 people. So, like, think about it. It's like... goes around and then the music stops. It's like, there's okay, only 2 of us. It's like, and then you're just throwing it back and forth, and then the game's over. You get to play 2 songs.
Because then, you know what? Sometimes you need to... come on, man. Hurry up. I got shit to do. You can't have like a 3-hour-long game.
They got fast. Maybe they're playing like a drinking game. Like whoever loses hot potato has to take a shot.
Oh, that'd be fun. There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. He just brought the whole thing over here.
Yeah, I brought the bar.
Can you see it?
I brought the bar to the podcast. No, they can't see it. It's off camera.
He brought the bar to the podcast.
It's just some Clamato Picante to make my michelada beer.
Don't even start. That stuff's
it's gone now.
It's addicted. He's addicted.
I saved the last little bit just for a sip later.
For what? A sip for yourself later. Nice.
Thanks. Thank you. All right, are we getting into it? What is it? What did Scott say?
What's Scott saying?
Stop.
Why?
What is stop? Stop what? What did we do? What
did we say? Dang it. Did we mess up? Does he say not to put that up there? Uh-oh. Are we in trouble? Uh-oh. Did we violate something?
We said burning bodies. We said we're showing pictures of burning bodies.
No.
No, I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Dead alien bodies? Is that what it was? My bad.
All right. Where are we starting out at?
All right.
Take us down this trail.
All right. Let me settle myself. One sec. So, The Secret of the Blue Planet Project books. It is from the notebooks of a government scientist who was contracted by the government over several years to visit alien crash sites, interrogate captured aliens, as well as analyze all data obtained from government sources.
And this is all allegedly, because we're having a hard time verifying a lot of this stuff.
Allegedly.
But because this is a compilation of many conspiracies, each one is kind of worth its own.
It's just
this one's
conspiracy.
Not?
It's just one guy.
No. What he does is compile a lot of different stories that we'll hear.
Oh, Gil Carlson?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gil Carlson kind of compiles. He made like 3 different books and kind of, no offense, but kind of like didn't do like the greatest job in like putting them in chronological order. And so he kind of just goes in like talks about this thing and then kind of goes in a background of one thing that was just talked about and then kind of goes into another thing and dives into that piece that he just talked about. So what he's talking about is all of this information that he's gotten from has been from this Jefferson Souza guy.
Gotcha. From
the Blue Planet Project, which is like his legit like years of 33 years of being a scientist for the government and compiling this information.
Wait, Souza isn't the scientist, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, but he's the microbiologist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to pull up a picture of him if we can, just to show the audience.
Mm-hmm. While you're doing that, I'm gonna keep talking.
Okay.
So when the government realized either that he had in his possession these notes and or that he was going to reveal this information to the public, he supposedly went into hiding out of the country when he realized he was in danger. It was stated that he was involved in these alien and UFO investigations for over 33 years and went into hiding in 1990. With the last half of the Blue Planet Project book, just as with the first half, English was a little rough and the spelling wasn't too good, which led to some readers to comment that it couldn't have been written by a scientist, but just because he was, English wasn't his first language. He was from South America. I'm not sure if it was like Peru, Brazil. I think Brazil. But very smart and intelligent guy nonetheless. So it says keep an open mind, blah, blah, blah. What about what we heard over the years about government cover-ups, false flags, surveillance, and even CIA assassinations that we just couldn't believe at the time, but now we're starting to realize that they're most likely true, right? The science fiction of the years that have seemed to go that seemed so out of the way. It seems so silly to consider that such a thing is possible, such as a man going to the moon or even Mars, particle beam weapons, SDI, aliens, and now we're actually contemplating that they're even on our planet. So they've been talking about this since back in the day. He's been trying to talk about this for a really long time. They have UFO conventions started by Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Stevens, which I wanted to talk about him too because he's the founder of the UFO Congress. They've had these UFO Congresses.
Okay, just so you know, there's no like readily available pictures of this Jeff Souza person.
Oh.
On Google anyway, so he's not a very public person.
There's one
apparently.
Right here, Jefferson Souza.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, put in Jefferson. Try Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson.
Yeah. So like in this book, it shows
nothing.
No. It shows his badge, but then it doesn't show any picture besides in this actual book.
So this is the microbiologist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we can't validate his credentials.
Yeah, we can't validate his credentials, and I also think it's going to be difficult when people try to get out information and then become targeted individuals. They become targeted, and then their information gets scrubbed, just like with Bob Lazar. They become discredited, just like with this Colonel Wendell Stevens. They tried setting him up. They tried charging him with pedophilia, and they tried charging him saying that he was sex trafficking children when he's not. He was trying to get this stuff. It was him.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about that either, but that sounds like something that they would do. Try to, frame somebody.
Discredit.
Yeah, frame somebody else for stuff that they're actually doing. So this Wendell Stevens.
Here's Wendell Stevens right there.
There is a theory that this guy, Wendell Stevens, and Robert O. Dean were the actual true people who, it's a theory. It's a theory that Wendell Stevens and Robert O. Dean were military personnel who leaked these files and information to Jefferson Souza, and then Jefferson Souza is the one that took credit for it. That's a theory. And it was
the CIA's conspiracy against Wendell Stevens. Mm-hmm. That probably talks about how they tried to smear him.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Dude, the CIA kind of sucks. Sorry if you're in the CIA, but
you're an a-hole.
We're gonna look at somebody who's in the CIA too, squirm under when being asked about UFOs.
Dude.
Once we're done with this part.
Yeah. So
do you think this picture's real? I kind of don't.
I
kind of don't.
Pleiades.
You know why I don't think these pictures are real? Because they're one of a kind. That's why.
So they're not real?
Yeah, I don't think that this picture's real.
Because it's a one of a kind?
Yeah, because like whenever you see like videos and pictures, it's like a dot in the sky.
Wouldn't that make it real? Because it's
no,
not
because
something that
you compile evidence of what's the most common thing. So the most common thing is probably the most real thing. If you're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over, and if this is the only one, this guy just got that lucky.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whereas like
everybody else can literally everybody else. Like this is from some picture in some guy in this. He got famous because he would get these pictures all the time. It was like he was just always in the right spot at the right time. The UFO right next to the barn. UFO right next to the tree. UFO on this beautiful field. Get the out of here.
That is a perfect that is a pretty perfect
Get
shot.
out of here.
Yeah.
Look at, here's the rest of his stuff. Who's this? Who is this photographer? Lee Elders. No, I don't know who that is.
This looks like the
Photo Inventarium. Stundupik. Oh, it's in German.
Oh, I heard Germany has a lot of UFO activity.
Scheiße 9.
You're a Scheiße 9.
Whoa. Way too aggro, man. Way too aggro for aliens.
Scheiße.
Anyways, continue with Wendell Stevens. We're getting off topic here.
Oh, okay. With
Or wherever you were at. I don't know. We're talking about Blue Planet Project.
So the only thing about Jefferson Souza that gives some credibility, a researcher, Jefferson Souza, arrived at a UFO conference in May of 1990, bearing information that included data about which corporations were producing helicopters with gravity assist, as well as information about their use in cattle mutilations. 4 men appearing like classic Men in Black took the documents and threw them on a plane back to New York. While Jefferson Souza seems to be the author, or at least the person who introduced it to the public, he is the one who was actually a government scientist and wrote the notebooks on which the book is based. There is a picture of the security clearance ID with his name on it, plus there are several things in the life of Souza that parallels the life of the scientist who wrote the notebooks, such as him having been in hiding for a long time, and he is still very secretive. From an article online, according to some stories, Jefferson Souza went missing. There's an interesting post on a forum, the fact that there is someone posting on the forum as Jeff Souza and clearly giving the impression that he was the originator and the first published book seems strange to me. That's interesting. Oh, I think this is a girl. Either it's him or someone posing as him. In one of Souza's posts, he states the original Blue Planet Project notebooks were handwritten by their owner at the first International UFO Congress held in Tucson, Arizona, held from May 3rd through the 7th in 1991. The notebooks were gray composition graph notebooks with sketches, diagrams, formulas, charts, and information about ETs, data collected from various sites around the world. So they're thinking it's pretty credible that he's the original owner. That he's the author of the notebooks.
Okay, so what I'm going to be looking for, like, when we go through this, and hopefully we can continue to go through this through the episodes, we'll just introduce it today, right?
What?
The Blue Planet Project.
Oh, yeah. We'll just go ahead and start.
My thing is going to be looking for other things we can research to verify.
Yeah. So I kind of want to like put a disclaimer out right now.
Of course, on both these books.
Like all of these books, like okay.
Scott, they don't have good organization, right?
Well, okay, no, they don't have good organization.
They bounce around.
They do kind of bounce around. I'm trying to organize it as I go. Like as you can see, like I have like stuff from. So this one big book is 3 books in this one. It's like an omnibus, but so like I'm trying to take information of like the history, and then because each book mentions Jeff Souza just a little different and why he's relevant and why he's important. So I had to jump around where he was mentioned and why he's credible. But then I also wanted to go around and talk about how from Grudge to Blue Book to Report number 13, they start talking about all this stuff that's coming out now, like Human Genome Project. Like they have the founder, they have director. Well, I'm going to actually research this. I actually made notes about when it was founded, the director, and who funded it.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. But it's mentioned in here, the Human Genome Project, because they're talking about it, how that was one of the main projects. Our human genome was one of the main projects in Dulce.
So do you think the aliens have been coming here and genetically modifying us slowly over the generations?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's how we got.
Yeah.
I think that's how we got here to begin with.
That's like why. That's like. I think that's why there's so many different like, variations of like humans, like kind of different. Well, I don't know. That's kind of evolution and migration too, but.
Yeah. That's hard to say because then.
That's kind of hard to say, but like. What's up with the giants? Like giants and their bones.
Yeah, did giants exist?
Were giants part of that alien?
I mean, we have
mutilation.
Tales of giants. That's all we really have. Supposedly, there are a few skeletons of giants, but of like giant people 7, 8 feet, 12 feet tall. Those have actually been found, but. They haven't found them in like a large enough amount that has like really warranted an actual like, yes, this was a culture, an entire civilization or entire tribe of giants. It's like it seems to be more that there was just like a tall guy within a tribe. And, so he was like, obviously they're like, well, you got to be a warrior because you're like huge. So,
But what if they were like abducted as like babies and then like mutated?
Yeah. I don't know if it works like that. See,
one.
I feel like what they would do is they would modify the genetics and then the offspring would take the effect.
Okay. So it's like the parents were getting abducted and
right,
and then their offsprings were coming out.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
I think that too.
Scott says he's genetically modified. Thanks for that, Scott. Just kidding.
Mm-hmm. I think y'all are probably now.
John, you look how I feel when hey. And we've successfully. I do got a good buzz. I'm very relaxed right now. I wanted to come in. We want this to be a more of a chill spot, so we can maybe do these podcasts for a little bit longer than we usually do.
Yeah, we did want to talk longer on these things, which I did want to talk about.
We did talk a long time though. 2 hours is a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah,
which is our average seeming.
So I was kind of going through my notes today, and from Grudge and Blue Book Report 13.
What's Report 13?
So Report 13.
Wait, hold on. Does this actually have them listed, or what is these?
So the Grudge Blue Book Report 13 also mentioned that the document stated... Oh, wait, hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, guys. So it's part of the Magic Project. So it was saying how Project Blue Book was used for dissemination of false information, right? And then they came out with Project Report number 13, and it turns out that Report number 13 actually had a lot of information from Project Grudge.
Okay.
And that it was actually verified information from Project Grudge.
Okay.
Supposedly.
According to them.
According to them.
Okay.
So, Magic had secret weapons that they were...
And Magic is the Majestic
12.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those sub... You know how they had like many different like subgroups?
This is really hard to follow, huh?
They did. Look at the Magic projects. Look, they had Sigma, Plato, Aquarius, which they actually ended up all being umbrellaed under Project Aquarius.
I've heard of some of these.
They had Project Garnet, Pluto, Pounce, Delta.
Wait, read what does Aquarius say?
Aquarius is a project which compiled the history of the alien presence and interaction on the Earth and the Homo sapiens.
That's something we gotta look up. I've heard of that one, Project Aquarius. Highlight that one.
This is the one that they ended up umbrellaing all of them under.
Yeah, Sigma establishing communications. So, I mean, according to this, what it's basically saying is that we were extremely heavily involved into making contact and gathering information, technology. I mean, it very well may be possible that the things that we see in the sky aren't even aliens anymore. Maybe they were at one point, but we've completely surpassed that, and they're totally running basically a show for us. It's already game, set, and match on every level, but they just have to get the rest of us to get along with the whole program.
Yeah, I think it's something that they're just kind of like slowly just pushing us closer and closer off the edge, where it's just like, you know, we're kind of like kicking and screaming like, no, we're getting pushed off the edge. And then they're like, I know, you can see the edge coming. And it's just like, no, but we're going to fall off the edge. And then they're like, I know, we're pushing you off.
Do we die? Do we die at the end of this movie?
No. We all end up just like floating off into space. AKA dying.
Oh. Well, at least you sugarcoated it.
Just like plummet to our death, and then we float off into space.
Well, hey, at least you sugarcoated it for me. It's not as bad if you made it sound good before it was bad.
Right. Oh, gosh. So, quick, there's Project Delta, which was Men in Black.
So okay. So this is just more.
More information. There's like
these are interesting. We definitely want to look into more into these individually and look at the stories behind them. Because there are personnel that have reported being involved with some of these programs. See, that's what I'm saying.
This one too.
There's probably Souza. I mean, so to me is what it looks like to me is that this is Souza's compilation of information, and possibly this is just my own theory, judging from hearing him, that other scientist that we were listening to, and Bob Lazar.
Phil Schneider and Bob Lazar.
Yes, that specifically like Bob Lazar and just the people that were involved in, like, so Phil Schneider was kind of in a special position where he wasn't necessarily involved in like the majestic secrecy side of things. He was involved in top secret military base building. So it seemed like he was able to have a long career with the military before he finally had. You gotta have the thing closer so people can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Well, you should move the chair, huh?
Here, I'll just here.
Take a second to move that chair closer.
Not relax.
It's fine. You should. You should relax.
Up.
We should fix it so you can.
Okay.
But anyway, it just seems like from what it sounds like, some of what Bob Lazar sounds like, it sounds like he's repeating information that was told to him.
Bob Lazar?
Yeah.
Is repeating information that was told
some of
from
it.
Who?
I think some of it was told to him by a supervisor while he was working at S4, and he basically added it on to his information. He even says that in his earlier interviews. This is not something that I witnessed. This is something that was told to me.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
that basically
as long as he says that.
He would read briefings. So a lot of what he was reporting is briefings.
As long as he says that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying that I think that basically they got these briefings and are possibly regurgitating what they read in the briefings.
And the briefings would be wrong?
Possibly. It possibly could have been
another psyop?
Psyop to basically to see if they would try to leak information. Maybe possibly knowing they would eventually leak information and they wanted to leak disinformation. So it's like, That's.
I mean, there's always.
It's possible.
That's true. You never know what's a psyop anymore, Scott.
So yeah. So I mean, there's interesting stuff though. There's a lot of interesting projects out there.
I wanted to look at Project Red Light right here. I highlighted it. It was a project to test fly recovered alien craft. This project was postponed after every attempt resulted in the destruction of the craft and death of the pilots. This project was carried out at Area 51, Groom Lake, aka Dreamland, which is
S4. That's what Bob Lazar was doing.
Which is right. Yep. Red Light. And then Blue Book it says down here in the 14 magic projects, Blue Book was a U.S. Air Force UFO and alien intelligence collection and disinformation project. This project was terminated and its collected information and duties were absorbed by Project Aquarius. A classified report named Grudge Blue Book Report number 13 is the only significant information derived from the project and is unavailable to the public. From what I read before from the other sources, this report number 13 talked about everything inside Grudge history.
Yeah, we're going to have to get into Project Aquarius in one of these episodes.
Which I wonder if it talks about any of that and all up in here, because it talks about a lot of stuff. Dude, like some of this book, like it talks about
alien pharmacology for humans, alien psychic ability,
alien craft engines, alien servants for the Greys. Dude, we're gonna go all up in here. See how I can't just like dive into that? Like we have to kind of like.
No, it's vague in some areas, and then it's more expands in others.
Yeah. So from the Blue Book report number 13, it does also mention about magics. They have weapons against alien crafts. So in their Project Gabriel, it's a project to develop a high-frequency pulsed sound generating weapon. It is said that this weapon would be effective against the alien crafts and their beam weapons. Specifications about Gabriel project shows high-frequency microwave projections included. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because we had these types of technologies back in the 40s and 50s. Just saying. So what if we caused all those alien crafts to start crashing in the 40s and 50s? Yeah, we're just like, you know what? We have all this stuff and we're like...
We started projecting a lot of radio waves, and that was messing with their flight patterns.
I think because they were curious with our technology.
Yeah, what we were doing.
Seems
like with a lot of atomic energy.
With the atomic energy, we did a lot of testing for many years, and they're like, what the hell are you guys doing? You're just radioactive. You're just microwaving everything. Like, what are you doing? And so once we started seeing all these things like being curious and, you know, more sightings, I think we started developing all these, you know, projects to shoot them down. And like, what the hell are those things? Why are they floating in the sky? Like, why are they curious in us and we're curious in them back? And then boom. I think that's just like how we ended up having alien contact. So then Project Joshua is a low-frequency pulsed sound generating weapon. The weapon was developed and assembled at Ling Temco Vought in Anaheim, California. It was described as being able to totally level any man-made structure from a distance of 2 miles. It was tested at White Sands Proving Grounds. It was developed between 1975 and 78. It is a longhorn-shaped device connected to a computer and amplifiers.
What's that sound like? Maybe like 9/11?
Yeah.
That's what they use to level that building.
Yeah, that's dude.
See, I think they use that kind of stuff to scare the countries and be like,
you know about 9/11? That wasn't planes. That was our satellite. And we'll do that to you if you don't listen to us.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. I saw my brother sent me this TikTok of a hologram, the hologram of the plane that was going into the towers.
I don't think it was a hologram.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very hard to remote control fly a plane into a tower. You can just do it.
It just didn't look like it was a physical plane smashing into a building. It looked like
it's gonna. You gotta think like that's like aluminum and fiber, like carbon fiber. It's like extreme. The only thing that's heavy on that is the engines. So everything, like, it's barely gonna hit it, and it's mostly just gonna crumple into itself for the first, 10th of a second.
But even that first 10th of a second, you would think like you would see.
Yeah, but you're watching an
already.
extremely slowed down video that's missing some frames probably.
I don't know.
And no, you wouldn't see fire. Why would you see fire? There's no gas tank at the front of the plane. It's all carbon fiber and people.
Well, because
it's just gonna crumple into itself, and then the engines are gonna hit, and then you're really gonna see. I mean, you'll see maybe a little bit of explosion. The engines are gonna hit, and that's gonna be the heaviest part.
From the angle that I saw the video, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it is I'm not saying that it's a hologram, but from the video angle, it looked like it was disappearing into. It almost looked like a ghost plane. If that makes any sense.
But then explosions would have to be in place. It's easy.
Which they were.
Yeah, but no, explosions would have to be in place exactly in the spot of like where you flew the hologram into. And it's easier. It's easier. People worked there like every day. Like that would be like a hard thing to do. It'd be much easier just to fly the plane and have the explosives where you need them to take down the building, or if in this case we're talking about a satellite bringing them down. That's what I think.
True.
Anyways, just to go to that length to fake an explosion, unless the fire and the explosion was also a hologram, but that's pretty hard to fake as well.
No.
You just fly a plane and they were going to get rid of it anyway. I don't know.
So then they talk about Project Excalibur, which is a weapon to destroy alien underground bases. Dun dun dun. Now we talked about this the last 2 episodes of underground alien bases. Project Dulce, and then we had that one which we haven't really talked about yet, but they have a underground project in Alaska too. So it is to be a missile capable of penetrating 1,000 meters of tufa or hard packed soil, such as that is found in New Mexico, Dulce, with no operational damage. Missile apogee not to exceed 30,000 feet above ground level, and impact must not deviate in excess of 50 meters from designated target. This sounds very official and military language. The device will carry a 1 to 10 megaton nuclear warhead. The secret for a self-contained missile drill, a vertical shaft over 1,000 meters deep, consists in a energo entizer? What? Energosynthetizer? Macrowave deflector in the missile warhead.
I feel like they're just trying to throw big words at me to make me feel like I'm like, wow, that's definitely real.
I don't know. Missile warhead. Well, I feel like if we can like maybe go to CIA.gov and maybe Google some of these words on that Freedom of Information Act. Maybe. I've had some good luck with that. If I go on the Freedom of Information Act and I type in adrenochrome, it actually there's bits and pieces of information that's in there. They've had information on that since the 50s. Just side note. But let's not get into that right now.
The one thing that something that doesn't match up with this one, Excalibur, is that it says that they were like launching nuclear weapons underground to clear out these bases. But that's not what they did to clear out the Dulce base. They were sending troops down there.
They could have done the missiles before they sent the troops down there.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what they did for Dulce.
Yeah.
But.
Ooh, are you going to read the abductions?
Do you want me to?
Yeah. Yeah, actually read that. I'm gonna use the head real quick. I'll be right back.
So, okay. This talks about Yellow Book, which is also another book from Gil Carlson based on these reports. So based off The Grudge and Blue Book and Report 13. But Yellow Book is a, what's the best way to describe it? Maybe it'd be best if I wait until we get to that project, but it's supposed to be what they describe like a futuresque iPhone back in the day when they started talking about these aliens, started interacting, started signing these treaties, started trading humans and livestock for alien technology. And this was one of those alien technology, was the Yellow Book that they wanted to it was the Yellow Book is all we know about alien technology, culture, and their history. Boom. The onset in 1972, where there were only 3. Oh wait, no. Oops. That's what I'm saying. It talks about the first EBE, our first captivity extraterrestrial biological entity. We called him Krill. He was the first alien ambassador in the United States of America. Guests where aliens exchanged for humans who gave us the balance of the Yellow Book at the onset in 1972. And alien life forms, and talked about religion. I don't really want to talk about this, but it does talk about how the aliens believe in a universe. At least these types of aliens that gave us the Yellow Book believe in a universal cosmic God. They claim that men are hybrids, that we're hybrids, and yada yada yada. We'll probably talk about that in another episode.
That's cool. So is it even giving its own conflicting information? I mean, is it really? It's like just telling stories from different points of view.
So no, so
because that would give it actually some validation that it's just a journal basically of compilated information, even though some of it doesn't match up.
So the Yellow Book, like I said, is supposed to be, it's a piece of alien technology that gives history of our history, the aliens' history, and their technology and how everything works.
Okay.
Supposedly. This is the Yellow Book, which I was telling our audience that I have a book on the Yellow Book, which is part of this series, this Blue Planet Project series, and it gets more in depth into this little section that I'm talking about right now. So it talks about the alien bases existing in the Four Corner area of Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona in 1972 on the Indian reservations, which we all kind of there's evidence.
Yeah, there's lots of stories. I mean, folklore, if you want to call it.
But there's lots of
evidence. It's
evidence.
Native American history. It's their written word that these star people came down. I mean, they talk about giants. You know, I think the natives are I think they're one of the most credible sources for all of this kind of information, and even more proof and indication that these kind of stories are true. And, you know, To me, it's more and more coming like the stories we grew up with. Well, just that there's probably a lot of weird shit out there. I mean, everything that we can imagine is probably out there. If it's true that there are like I was watching the Michio Kaku thing, there are billions of planet Earths in our galaxy alone. That probably every star out there has an Earth-like planet on it.
And there's lots of galaxies.
And there's billions, hundreds of billions of galaxies. Infinite, well, I mean, infinite
so billions
galaxies.
Times billions.
Infinite. It's never ending. We're going to talk about that later, too, when we go into Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku is going to describe not only, like, dimensions on dimensions. No. What was I saying? Universes on universes, but dimensions on dimensions.
Like bubbles of universe, basically.
Yeah, Michio Kaku is going to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a little short video of his later.
So I'm almost done with this, but okay. So then it talks about how the base near Dulce was one of them. They have bases in California, Nevada, Texas, Florida, Maine, Georgia, and Alaska.
The aliens do?
Yeah, that's what this is saying. Craft recoveries. The documents stated that many crafts have been recovered. The early ones from Roswell, Aztec, Roswell, again, Texas, Mexico, and other places. Abductions were occurring long before 1972. Early civilizations refer to these incidences. The documents state that humans and animals were being abducted and or mutilated. Many vanished without a trace. They were taking sperm and UVA samples. I'm thinking ovarian type samples. Tissues, performed surgical operations, implanted a spherical device 40 to 50 microns in size near the optic nerve in the brain. How very specific. And all attempts to remove the device have resulted in the death of the patient. The document estimated that 1 in every 40 people had been implanted. 1 in every 40 people? Like on the planet? This implant was said to give the aliens total control of the human.
Wait, they would give control of the human?
What? Let's read that again. Okay, so abductions were occurring long before 1972. Early civilizations
just read that last part again.
I know. Okay, so many vanished without a trace. The aliens, were taking sperm and OVA samples, tissues, performed surgical operations, implanted a spherical device 40 to 50 microns in size near the optic nerve in the brain. And all attempts to remove the device have resulted in the death of the patient. The document is estimated that 1 in every 40 people had been implanted. This implant was said to give the aliens total control of the human.
Oh. Well, there was another doctor a while ago that was like taking implants out of people that he says the metal was made of an alien material. And they don't know what the implants were for, but he was like finding them in people's bodies.
Coronavirus. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Nice. We just got demonetized.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so other magic alien tips from Report 13, if we guys want to talk about it. But it talks about the trilateral insignia that the aliens had marked on their badges and on their spaceships. Luna 2 was a code name for the location of the second most important underground Regalian base in New Mexico. The base is alien controlled and the NRO Delta and alien protected. Far side of the moon is a moon base. They have a bunch of NSA security systems on how the NSA protects these projects and organizations. About the aliens on Earth, code Omnidata. This talks about facts about aliens on Earth, main important UFO crashes under ultra-secret cover-ups, extraterrestrial classifications, and alien presence on Earth. So let me know if you want me to keep on going. But
yeah, keep going.
This says, after all these years of research, we have compiled these major facts about aliens on Earth. That's what they're saying. Alien crafts from other worlds have crashed on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Alien crafts are both ultra-dimensional sources and sources within this dimension.
Okay.
Early U.S. government efforts at acquiring technologies were successful. The U.S. government has had live alien hostages at some point in time, which we had gone over a couple of times. The U.S. government has conducted autopsies on alien cadavers. U.S. intelligence agencies and security agencies are involved in the cover-up of facts pertaining to the situation. People have been and are currently being abducted, mutilated, murdered, and kidnapped as a result of the UFO situation, which, by the way, the CIA and the government have to account for because that's part of the UFO anomaly that's happening. So if
people
the
going
fact
missing,
that this is happening, animals are being mutilated, people are getting kidnapped, missing, mutilated, abducted, probed, all this other shit. Like, they have to account for that stuff. Like, they signed a treaty saying that was okay. Well, for the most part.
Dude, check out these aliens.
What the hell?
Looks Bigfoot.
See, I told you. Bigfoot is interdimensional being.
Is this all in this book?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, they're in some of these books.
The pictures?
Yeah, some of those pictures are in these books. Yep.
Dude, it's fucking Bowser.
It's Bowser. They were telling us.
It's King Koopa.
They were warning us in our video games. There is a current alien presence on this planet among us that controls different elements of our societies. We found that out the hard way. Alien forces maintain bases on the Earth and on the Moon. There you go, Mr. Musk. The U.S. government has had a working relationship with alien forces for some time with the express purpose of gaining technology in gravitational propulsion, beam weaponry, and mind control. I told y'all. Millions of cattle have been killed in the process of acquiring biological materials. Both aliens and the U.S. government are responsible for mutilations, but for different reasons. We live in a multi-dimensional world that is overlapped and visited by aliens/entities from other dimensions. Many of those entities are hostile, and many are not, which Michio Kaku, which is going to explain about that as well. The basis for our genetic development and religions lies in the intervention by non-terrestrial and terrestrial forces. The truth about our actual technology far exceeds what perceived by the public. The United States space program of today is a cover operation that exists for the public relations purposes only.
I've heard that multiple times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, they already have bases on the moon. They already have technology that could take us there. I don't know what they're doing, letting us, spend. It's just all to spend money, to fund money somewhere. We're funding money to these programs when we already have the technology. We're funding money in order to build these technologies, in order to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Ooh, I wanted to read about that. And it's all just a cover-up. It's all just a front for them to keep funding whatever it is that they need to.
What do you think about Elon Musk?
I think Elon Musk is part of the transhumanism.
What do you think about his space program?
I think it's just a front for them to funnel money.
Do you think they're trying to drain him of his money? It's like is he kind of wasting his time?
Yeah. I think he's wasting his time as
if we already have alien technology, or if we have a possibility of attaining alien technology.
I think they're using him for his transhumanism and his mind-computer interface technology.
They're just using him to make that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about PayPal and all the electric? They obviously got some use off that.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get use off of him. I mean, like, the guy's smart, and he's got a lot of technology, and he has a lot of information and a lot of stuff
Dude,
going
that looks
for
like
him,
the
but
little mini alien in
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Where he's, like, sitting on that little chair.
Belt. It's on Orion's belt.
Which, that Orion's belt, that's like...
Do aliens live on Orion's belt?
Yeah, they come from the constellation.
Which ones? Good ones or bad ones?
Bad ones.
Bad ones?
I heard bad ones.
I think it's good ones. I think good ones come from there.
Adventures with John Michigan Kaku.
Michigan? Oh, yeah. It probably... Michigan Kaku.
Michigan Kaku.
Dang, autocorrect. What else?
It's also saying that people are being actively killed in order to suppress the facts about the situation. The CIA and the NSA are involved so deeply that exposure would cause collapse of their overt structure. Dun dun dun.
This is what the alien has to say to that.
That's pretty cool. People are being actively killed, blah, blah, blah. Facts indicate alien presence within 5 to 10,000 years. Our civilization is one of many that exists in the last billion years. Milky Way time period. Alien psychology and the metagene factor. So research alien psychology and research metagene factor. That's weird looking, Shane.
All right. Are you almost at a stopping spot?
Yeah. I was gonna... There's extraterrestrial classifications.
Ooh.
There's guest aliens, invited aliens with authorization of the U.S. government to stay on Earth.
Keep going.
There are visitors, aliens who come to Earth for unknown missions. There are prisoners, captured aliens by the U.S. government and or other governments. Researchers, aliens who have come to Earth for scientific motives. There are intruders or malevolent aliens who are dangerous for our civilization because they don't respect our society. That's scary. There's neutral aliens who just observe our civilization and never interfere with us. There are colonizers, small groups of aliens who have decided to live among us and live like us. And then there's interactors, small groups of aliens who have decided to interfere with our history, making changes when it's possible.
And then there's people that are already part alien who don't know they're part alien.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that there's more people coming out doing these hypnotic regressions and finding out that they're actually part of an ancient civilization from either a past life or they're genetically modified from their ancient civilization from that part. I don't know, dude, but there's a lot coming out in TikTok.
It's TikTok.
It's kind of freaking me out, man.
Oh, look at this one.
Whoa.
Is that from a movie?
It looks like it's from a movie.
Project Blue Book is based on a true UFO story.
True
yeah,
UFO
duh.
story.
Yeah, duh. Oh, wait, maybe they're talking about there was a movie called Project Blue Book.
Oh. I think there is a show called Project Blue Book.
Oh, yeah. Project Blue Book Today TV series.
Yep, it's a show now.
I don't watch TV, though. How the heck am I going to see it?
You're never going to see it.
I'm never going to see it.
Mm-mm.
Damn it.
Mm-mm. Do you want to hear about the alien presence on Earth? It says there's some 160
What the
or
heck?
more known
Look at this
types.
book. The Reptilian Sex Agenda.
What the hell?
Dun, dun, dun.
What?
They're like, yeah.
They're using our libidos to conquer our world? Dun, dun, dun.
Them
Yeah, I can
sons
see
of
that.
bitches.
That's what's happening, guys.
Don't have sex. That's the moral of the story.
Just don't have sex. It might be a reptilian.
Might be under control of reptilian. You feel like boning, it might be reptilian.
Just you can't trust anybody.
You can't trust your own dick.
You
Can't trust your own
can't
other
trust,
thing.
Can't trust instinct.
Can't trust yourself.
So this says that there's 160 or more known types of aliens visiting our world at the present time. That looks scary. These are the most commonly seen types. Greys, type 1. The Regalians from the Rigel star system.
That's the... Wait, Greys is type 1? They're the Regalians?
Regalians. Rigelian.
We just look... That's the guy we just look at. That was this guy. He's the little guy in the head of the man. He's just trying to colonize, dude. He's just trying to colonize. He just enjoys driving his little human robot.
Yeah, what the hell? That's
and
what
that bug.
Doing.
And that bug stuck him right in the ear.
They're 4 feet tall. They have a large head containing large
This guy was
eyes,
4 inches tall.
Who worship technology and do not care about humans. They don't care about humans. They don't care about us.
Okay.
The type popularized in the Communion Book by Strieber. They need vital secretions for their survival, which they are getting from us.
Oh, these are not good ones then.
Nope, they take
Look
our
at his
sex
dirty
secretions and our blood.
Look at his dirty eyes.
I know. It looks scary.
All right, so they're bad ones. So if you see a Regalian kicking in his butt head,
yeah,
he's got a butt head.
Totally looks like a butt head.
He's got a butt-shaped head. Kick him in the butt, right in the back of it. Oh, that would be the best spot.
The back of it.
If you can get behind him somehow and just
Snap
a swift kick right here, just be like, and his brains would probably explode out his forehead.
Yep, just like that.
Yeah. Kick him right in his butt head as hard as you can.
Well, guess what?
Okay, what's next?
There's Greys type 2. There's a type 2.
Oh, the Zeta Reticuli?
They come from the Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2 solar systems. Same general appearance as type 1, although they have a different finger arrangement and a slightly different face. These Greys are more sophisticated than the type 1s. They possess a degree of common sense and are somewhat passive. They don't require the secretions that the type 1s do.
So, like these guys.
Yeah, they're like the slender, ooh, that's creepy looking.
They kind of look more, they look less human.
They look less. Oh, that's a sculpture. Okay, that's freaked me out.
She's like mad about it.
She's posing with
I made this.
That's her dream. That's her man from her dreams.
Don't bone it. It's a reptilian trick.
Don't bone it.
Look right here. Look at him.
Oh, yeah. I thought those ones were the bad ones, though. But
no, they don't have any eyeballs.
They don't have eyeballs.
The other ones are more human looking. They're like a breed.
Huh.
Like they're intermingled with these ones and humans. Okay, what's next?
Greys type 3. There's a third Grey.
What?
Simple cloning form of types 1 and 2 above. Their lips are thinner or have no lips. They are subservient to the type 1 and 2 Greys above.
Ooh.
There are 4 Nordics, blondes, Swedes. Known by any of these names, they are similar to us.
Oh my God.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, some have dark hair and brown eyes, and they're shorter.
Nordic clones?
Nordic
Get
blondes.
Out.
They're not clones.
Blah. It says that. Nordic clones, number 5. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's number 5.
Nordic blondes?
Nordic clones?
Get out of here.
What the
That's so weird.
So it talks about the Nordics, and then it talks about the Nordic clones, which they appear similar to us, but the one with the gray tinge to their skin. These Nordics are controlled drones created by the Greys type 1.
Dumb. I never seen one of those. Dumb. What are they, like Data from Star Trek?
What? So there's like aliens, and then there's type 2 of those same aliens, and then there's like Nordic blonde aliens, but then there's also cloned of those type aliens.
I don't know. Keep going.
There's intradimensional, not paraterrestrial.
Oh, God.
What the hell does that mean? So, intradimensional, not paraterrestrial, these entities can assume a variety of shapes, basically of a peaceful nature. Okay. Short humanoids, 1.5 to 2.5 feet tall, with skin bluish in color. They are seen quite frequently in Mexico near Chihuahua. Hairy dwarfs. Ooh. They are 4
Hairy
feet tall.
dwarf aliens?
Hairy dwarf
Get the
aliens.
F out of here.
They are 4 feet tall and weigh about 35 pounds. Their hair is the color of red. They seem to be neutral and respect intelligent life forms.
Yeah, right. They're just like copying freaking
Type in
Lord of the Rings.
hairy dwarf orange.
No, there's no hairy dwarf at all.
Hairy dwarf
There's
aliens.
not even a hairy dwarf orange.
Just type the hairy dwarf aliens.
It's not in there.
You spelled hairy wrong.
Oh.
Spell hairy right.
There's no picture of them.
I-R.
See? God dang. You don't know how Google works.
Was with the tray.
No.
To spell it correctly. To spell it correctly.
To me.
Okay, then there's one called the very tall race. They look like us, but are
Get
7
the
to 8
F
feet
out.
tall.
Get out of
They're
this
humans.
town.
They are 7 to 8 feet tall looking humans. They're united with the Swedes.
Oh my God. This is making me mad.
He's getting so mad right
I
now.
can't believe this book.
He's getting so mad
And the
right
Men in
now.
Blacks.
It says they are not from the Delta or NRO division of the government. They are Oriental or olive-skinned. Their eyes are sensitive to light and have vertical pupils. They have very pale skin on some types. They do not conform easily to our social patterns. Usually they wear black clothes, sometimes all white or gray. They wear sunglasses, drive black cars, in groups that are all dressed alike. Sometimes time disoriented, they cannot handle a psychological curveball or interruption to their plans. They're often...
What the... How does it
how
know
do they
all
know?
these things?
How do they know that?
And plus, that, like, okay, we watched that one interview from the guy he was reading a note from a so-called, and that guy was, like, not Oriental. I mean, he might have been olive skinned, though we don't know. But
wait, it says they they very often intimidate UFO witnesses and impersonate government officials, equivalent of our CIA from another galaxy. These Men in Black.
that's not what I've heard Men in Blacks are. According to the Army generals for Roswell. What was his name? Do you remember? I can't remember.
No.
The one from the Roswell Files. I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
General
Not the Attorney General.
That's what you said.
I just said the Army General.
Oh.
Corso. Philip Corso.
Oh.
According to him, the Men in Black were people they got together. Like it was a lot different story, basically. It was like people they got together to basically shut people up and like use strong arm people into shutting up.
Yeah, because it was eyewitnesses of UFOs and like ETs.
Yeah.
Like people that would like get rambunctious about like, oh my gosh, guys, I saw like I just got abducted last night and blah blah blah.
It was probably all of the groups. It probably wasn't one group. All of them used the same tactic of just people in nondescript clothes being like, don't
talk about this, or bad things are going to happen to you.
Remember when we saw that interview of that guy who was X-Men in Black, and he was saying about how he
that's
killed
what
that
I'm
lady?
saying. Well, so that guy was reading basically a letter from the guy that he gave to him on his deathbed. He was friends with the Men in Black guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the whole gist of that. That was in episode 4,
but
right?
Still, that was
last
crazy
episode?
what the letter said when he was reading it.
Right, yeah, it gets crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
We should
just note that, but like I think that's gonna some of this stuff's gonna get debunked as we continue.
We'll
to go
do more
on.
research on Men in Black, and then we'll find that.
We'll try. We'll what people's stories are on Men in Black
and see what they say.
It's not like we're gonna find absolute truths here.
So then it starts talking about the Yellow Book again. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it says a drug connection to these mutilations that were happening all around the U.S. And it was described in the Yellow Book that I had just mentioned a little bit earlier. It says, we found that as the terrain scientists learned about longevity, the secret of long life, the main basis for longevity was the capacity of human cells to recuperate. Anyone will grow old when their cells can't be restored, and they can start a process of deterioration and die. The secret of longevity is the restoration of cells. This can be done using altered adrenaline, altered coradrenaline, cordrazine or cortrophinex, sometimes use only formazine, and hydronolix. Read the lost chapters for more information. It says all of these drugs have a base in adrenaline, which is produced in the human brain. During the 60s, the scientists discovered that they can be synthesized from the medullary portion of the adrenal gland of the cattle. They need big quantities in order to synthesize a small portion of the mentioned drugs above. Of course, human scientists try to discover new applications and new synthesized drugs for recuperation of the cells, especially brain cells, and restoration of the human tissues, and increasing the psychic and physical human skills.
That's interesting.
Anybody keeping up on adrenochrome?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's possible. I mean, it could be something to do. Adrenaline junkies seem to be younger. Do they live younger? I don't know.
It's all coming out. I think it's all like interrelated.
I don't know. Do you want to stop? You want to stop there and go on to the next thing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to
I
some
pretty much talked about everything I wanted to.
videos of the week. UFO videos of the week. We give our take on them. We're gonna start out with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Let's watch. So the people want to know that what are these UFOs? What's the answer, right? So of course they're gonna look to the most prominent scientists we have in our public eye, and one of those is Neil deGrasse Tyson. So we're just gonna kind of go through the first half maybe of the Neil deGrasse Tyson weighing in on the Pentagon report when he was asked by some of the people of The View. I am not a fan of The View, so let's choke through this as best we can. So lame. I'm sorry, but that's
I love
lame.
when our audience floats. When hot topics pop up like the pending government report on UFOs caught on camera and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos announcing he's heading to space in July, it's time to call in the pros. Our friend astrophysicist, director of the Hayden Planetarium, and author of the new book, Cosmic Queries, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Hey, it's good to see you, Neil. So here's what we're going to get into all of these other things in a minute, but we've had so many things in space, but I don't think we've ever had, billionaires in space. So he's announced, Jeff Bezos and his brother will.
Okay, so they start talking about billionaires of space, and then she immediately goes into UFOs, and then they don't even talk about billionaires. It's like the worst segue ever.
Mark will be the very first space tourist. A flight from his company, Blue Origin, scheduled to take off July 20th from West Texas. Are you looking forward to this, Neil, or are you not sure this is a good idea? Where do you stand
first of all,
on this?
I don't think he's the first billionaire. I think Charles Simonyi, one of the Microsoft billionaires, he bought
Don't question Neil
on the Russian capsule to go up. So he won't be the first billionaire. Oh wow, sorry, that's my thing here. So I should have.
Is that him calling you right now? Billionaires in space.
Yeah,
Space.
Are we still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so he's not the
well,
first.
that was awkward.
Second, it's just the kind of testing I would want to happen before I ever agree to a trip. So, for example, I've joked about this. If Elon wants to say, Neil, you want to go to Mars? I would say, have you sent your mother first and brought her back? That would be my evidence of safety. So I think if Jeff Bezos is putting his flesh in the game, then we should all pause and pay attention. And check what his latest will looks like.
Well, I've been obsessed with this story.
People are gonna die in space. Great.
Neil, I mean, we've all seen those
Great.
videos out there of UFOs spotted by Navy pilots on both coasts over the last several years. And according to reports, a highly anticipated Pentagon investigation found no evidence these UFOs were alien spacecraft. But they're not ruling out the possibility either. So you have a whole chapter of your book called Are We Alone in the Universe? So I'm going to ask you, do you think these UFOs are extraterrestrial in nature?
Yeah, so first of all, that book is a collection of questions we have all had about our place in the universe. And top 2 or 3 questions I'm ever asked are we alone in the universe? So this is right at the center of people's core of curiosity. That's first. Second, the universe brims with mysteries, and we so want many of those mysteries to be some favored answer that we might carry. You see a light in the sky you don't understand. Gee, I want that to be aliens visiting us. And so in science, however, you rank possibilities by likelihood. Okay, these Navy videos, you have to ask, if they are aliens visiting, why are they only...
Hold on, I just gotta say, it's really hard to take him serious when he's sitting in the fucking galaxy.
I know, trying to be cool.
Visiting Navy pilots. How about the rest of Earth's surface?
Why are they asking this guy about UFOs? He obviously doesn't research the subject at all. They're obviously not visiting Navy pilots. Navy pilots just have an vantage point to see them better than anybody else.
Yeah, because they're always out there. They're always on the radar. What? They're always, observing everything.
I love this guy for so long.
I'm sorry. I like some of the things he has to say, but
hold on, it gets
he's
worse.
never been my favorite.
Yeah, it gets worse. Hold on.
There are 3 billion smartphones on this planet. Each one is a high-resolution color.
This is his science right here.
Recorder.
This is science right here.
So basically, aliens invasions have been crowdsourced to the population of the planet. If any alien is landing anywhere, it's going to look what else we have already streamed that used to be rare, but we knew was happening. All right, like police violence and all of this. If aliens landed, we would have it. It would be viral overnight, but instead they're cat videos that go viral.
That's
to cat videos and police violence.
All right, so and then it just goes downhill from there. They give up on trying to actually do any real questioning.
So that's Neil on that one. I want to go into. So here's Neil. So Joe Rogan presses him a little bit harder. So let's watch the first part of this.
Neil's always been like really pretentious in my.
He's like, dude, his ego is bigger than this planet.
These birds known for how smart it is. There's a full
okay. First of all, so he asked him about UFO, and he goes into this whole blah 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 about fucking birds. It's like,
what?
About
So what does it do? It goes off to the side, gets a rock.
Yeah.
When maybe we're not as separate and distinct as we think we are.
Okay, let's start there.
So now what's my broader point there?
See, he goes off into the bird and forgets what he's talking about. He's like me.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get back to UFOs on that.
The fact that we have high-resolution cameras.
Trying to make a point, trailing off.
Exactly. So here's video.
Hold on. Pause real quick. We got a new joiner to the chat. Welcome, Magnetic Vortex residents. Neil Tyson spreads misinformation and disinformation. 100% true. Yeah, he's probably paid to speak a very certain narrative. Unfortunately, there are so many conspiracies to keep this vital information out of the public domain that what ends up in the hands of the public is diluted to the point of uselessness. Yes, also true. What do you think about what's coming out on June? We are all assuming it's going to be very lame and very heavily redacted. I think that we're getting more news about UFOs now than I think everything that we're going to get in what, a week? Like less than a week, 6 days it's supposed to drop. So we're going to be finding this out. Or we're going to be talking about this basically on next episode.
Honestly, like, I seen this on TikTok. Somebody hashtagged "We are the disclosure," and I feel like that is like more true.
That's what it's going to be.
Then what's gonna like?
It's going to be people talking about it, just like anything. This right here.
Exactly. It's going to be us coming out with all the research that we've already done and all these credible sources.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not going to come out with anything that they've already been out.
No, they're going to make us fight for it. I think it's going to come out, and then people are going to get mad. It's going to take another 6 months. Like we won't even. It'll take 10 years before we even get a full disclosure. Meanwhile, I bet you the sightings will start to increase.
Yeah. Magnetic said, for as long as there has been media government, the topic has been met with skepticism and ridicule. Right. Funny how the media can change the opinions of the masses within days.
Right, and that's something we talk about on this channel is the Project Blue Book, and it's the admitted disinformation. That's supposed to we read out of this book every episode, the CIA UFO Files. And it's basically that talks about it. It's basically a collection of UFO reports by military. Like only like the 20% of the reports that were the most credible done by civilian or the most credible civilians or corroborated stories and military personnel who are deemed more credible than civilians. And it's just a collection of that and the Project Bluebeam, which was the official discrediting project to basically write everything off as some kind of explainable phenomena.
That's Blue Book.
Oh, what did I say?
Bluebeam.
Oh, Bluebeam's a different one. Sorry.
Bluebeam's the hologram alien invasion that they're gonna.
Oh, is that another conspiracy one? I thought that was a real one. These get confusing.
There's so many.
Okay. Anyways, let's watch Neil deGrasse Tyson tap dance his way out of this one.
Doing
so annoying
experiments on a.
We're only gonna watch like a part of this because it gets annoying.
Who would have known that even happened, right?
Right.
Okay. You can't bring the bird into a lab and maybe you could, but I don't know that anyone did. All right. Here's my point. In the 1960s and 70s, there were many reports of alien abductions. Mm-hmm. People said, the aliens came to me and they brought me in and then they released me. Do you have any footage? No, they took my camera. Or no, they zapped my film and now there's no image on the film. But there were countless stories. Well, now you can stream
live from your camera anything that's going on in front of you. So if the aliens come and they want to abduct you, stream it. That would be instantly viral.
What an
That's
idiot.
that's like Michio Kaku saying like, next time you're abducted
Yeah,
by an alien,
steal
steal
something.
something. Just steal a pencil or like
Well,
an
yeah,
eraser.
because there happens to be something there. Like
I know there's something that's just gonna be lying around for you to
Screw
fucking steal in a
you.
freaking
Like,
alien lab.
how dumb
When
do you
you're
think we
strapped
are?
down and they're probing you.
Right. That's like, you know what that's like? That's like telling somebody who's about to get attacked or mugged, take a picture of the person who's attacking you.
Live stream it while you're getting murdered. So
Yeah.
we know it
then
happened.
then the cops will
So
come
it
and
really
find you. Then we
happened.
know where you're at. That's a fucking dumb. Like, you're gonna be thinking, oh shit.
Wait.
If your phone even works, like,
I
what
know.
an
What?
an
Come on,
idiot
guys. Like,
response.
really, I
Jesus.
know. Whatever.
Anyways,
You know, the stuff that goes viral is much less than that. A kitten that jumps to the
Shut
table and
up.
falls,
A kitten.
that goes viral?
wait, just
don't
let
think
Joe
Video
will
footage
pick
of an
them apart a
alien is
little
not gonna
bit.
go
Okay,
viral
good. I hope.
instantly? But there's none. So I'm just saying, I'm thinking if we were being visited, somebody would have some good footage.
Shut
If we were
up.
being visited, I'm thinking maybe Google satellite images would catch spaceships that are not airplanes moving on our surface. If we were being visited,
Google's paid.
I'm thinking we'd
They have
have something
pictured
better than fuzzy
plastered.
monochromatic video.
That places on Earth
So,
can't release.
right here,
of
right here, he says fuzzy monochromatic video. He's basically saying that what the pilot saw, what David Fravor saw on what they captured, it was possibly not even a instrument malfunction. That's what he wants to claim. Like
That's
still,
what he's saying?
Get ready. We'll go into. Get ready. It's coming. Here it comes.
objects that apparently reveal themselves only to Navy pilots, right?
Well,
So
one of the reasons is most of these sightings actually occur far offshore in the ocean. And the speculation is this is one of the ways. No, obviously, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on nice and tight.
do your thing.
This is one of the ways that they monitor.
Crush
it.
'em,
The
Jim.
best way to do it is to do it where they're hold their base where no one is around, which is the ocean.
No, that's
So
not true.
they go in the ocean, they pop up, and they fly out.
It's not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
That's not
What do you
true.
mean it's
I
not
know
true?
it. I know. Look,
I know
how
everything.
UFOs work.
I know
okay,
everything.
They're not real, but I know how they work.
Lives on the ocean. Yes, that's correct.
In the
But
ocean.
have you? Well, so it lives down undersea.
Dude, someone
This is
needs to
what
like
is speculated.
knock
Oh,
him
okay, so
down.
it's down
That's
undersea.
why these transmedium devices have been,
Okay.
these transmedium crafts have been observed.
If you are sure we are being visited by
I'm definitely
aliens
not
and
sure.
you don't actually have really good evidence, then you have to say that. Sure.
Well, you know that
You have to say that. You have to say this is really happening and they're observing us and they're concealing themselves in this particular way. You have to say that. And so
Right.
that's your way to maintain your alien belief system by saying that. And I don't have a problem with it. Go get them.
Mm-hmm.
Go get them. But all of what has been put forth as evidence for aliens, to me, is insufficient evidence to excite my interest.
So okay, now he starts to get into more of where he puts his logical boundaries. When and I'll give him some credit. Like I think I'll end it here in a minute or two around where he'll kind of end where he just doesn't. He admits he doesn't entertain the idea because there's not enough evidence yet. It will be interesting to watch him have to change his mind as time goes by.
Did you get a stream unavailable? Stream suspended for policy violations.
What? Really?
Why?
Because we're playing this at the same time?
What? What do you mean?
Oh shit.
Why?
Damn, dude, we just got cut off.
What happened?
Either because we were that's all right. I mean, we're still recording, so I mean the stream is still going. It's not live anymore because policy violations. It might be because we're playing this video.
maybe
Okay.
this
my research interest in devoting time to finding out.
So, guys,
But
we have a stream unavailable because stream suspended for policy violations. It's all black. I don't know.
I mean, all we were pausing.
But we're recording still.
I guess we can't. Okay, so
I don't know what's gonna happen.
we can't listen to sound anymore. Dang, this is gonna see. This is what I was saying. We're gonna need to find a new outlet to stream on.
BitChute.
I don't know. Well, I'll have to do a little research.
Okay. Maybe there's a more mainstream. BitChute's
Dang.
kinda like.
They just seriously knocked us off the air. Maybe
Why?
I wonder if it was because of the content we're sharing, or if it was just because maybe they sent us an email. But wow. Video title.
What?
Streams.
Sorry, but your account is temporarily unavailable.
What? I think you're on the wrong thing. We just got knocked off the air. No. Let's see. We can. I guess we can log in. Well, we can. Let's see. We can go. We can do live stream part 2.